No.
Nobody can be heard. Why the fuck is this? Ugh. Okay, my mic monitor's going. My system monitor is not. Why?
He said, Gazoo said he can hear Sasha.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Can you hear us all, or?
Arkunis can
They
hear
can hear now.
Sweet.
Akuna said they can hear now.
First time chatter. Thank you, Akunis.
Thank you. We have a hero guest hosting because I am away from my PC tonight. So he's taking the reins. He's kind of like the Lieutenant Riker to my Captain Kirk here. So
he's getting his sex change therapy.
Yeah. So
totally.
Welcome to Laggin Out, guys. On the top left, you see Soda. In the middle there, you see Hero, the IT guy. I'm in the right panel tonight. I'm Chieftain. Bottom left is Sasha, and bottom right is Blacklight Oni.
Yay!
Yay!
We have no claps.
Let's do it, everybody! Let's get drunk! Woo!
Yeah. Nah, we're not gonna use my trick tonight.
Southern comfort, baby.
Thanks for dealing with my shit, guys. Woo!
That was like my Joker impression when he was clapping in the jail. Thank you for your patience. Yes, I agree with Oni. I'm going to type I agree because I can type in the chat tonight with Oni. That's 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row. We both hate Robin, and we both agree.
Whoa.
Team Titans Robin.
That sounds about right.
The whiny. Yeah. Thank you, first time chatter. Don't forget that follow button, and if you deem us worthy of your coinage, you can feel free to hit the biddies and also subscribe. But it is not required, but it's greatly appreciated. Click it one more time. Bring in. Oh, I'm watching the delay and not us. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and hit that one more time on the slides. There we go.
Yeah, I don't have that audio bite, so
sure. The preceding content is intended for mature audiences only. Options and views expressed in this live are not necessarily those of Laggin Out Entertainment, Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Facebook, or any of its sponsors or advertisers. Viewer discretion is advised. Basically, if you're a child, get the fuck out and go kick rocks.
Our kitten.
Ta-da! I can't. It's really small. That's why I started when I was trying to read it. It's really small. I'm not used to. I used to having it huge on my screen so I can.
Whoa!
It's amazing. It's huge. It's amazing.
Used to having huge things in his face.
Yeah. That's something me and Soda have in common. No homo, or maybe homo for Soda.
It is the weekend, so
right,
Soda might just be.
It is the weekend. Yeah. If you have socks on, it ain't gay, right? That's the rule.
I don't think that's.
You
how
don't
that
push
works.
back.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't push back. Okay.
Harper's with the homies.
Soda, go ahead and check us out on this this slide.
Hide, slippity slide. You know, do that.
So if y'all see this QR code right here, it is in fact our little tip jar. Please, please scan that with your phone. If you feel so inclined, you can donate just a little bit to us. And as you can see, Chieftain's had a little bit of crack, so he's super hyper.
3 hydroxy cuts.
Is that what they call it now?
Yes. I can't say what it really is.
We love the crack.
Thank you, Soda.
As he dances in the Chieftain's
I've never got to
face.
do it, so I had to do it. We got to dance on Chief tonight.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, we're on YouTube. Please subscribe.
Yes.
And bake that bell to get those
I'm the only one on YouTube. Oh, we got 2 likes on YouTube. We have 1 watching now. Now it's me. It's gonna be me.
So check it out. We are doing the Tri-Bar Gaming Awards. This is our annual awards show. We've only been doing it on the Twitch live for 2 years now.
Yep.
Maybe 3. I don't know. Memory's a little fuzzy. It all just kind of runs together when you're having fun, right?
Yes.
the first Tri-Bar video drop is going to be on December 1st.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Wah, 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 wah. Yes, and also there's there's going to be a video drop for the nominees this week.
That's right.
The Try Hards, hosted of course by Black Light Only, because no one else can do it as good as her.
Nope.
PvP, not PvP, but PvP, and there was one other one, and then of course, Soda is doing Game of the Year.
That's right. So
no one else wanted to do
I still
it.
think I'm getting set up for failure somehow.
So Gazoo is asking, why is it called the Tri-Bar?
Great question.
I think it's because we call the absolute biggest failure of the year in gaming the
Tri-Bar award. He said, not Try Hard.
Yes, but we call that the Try Hard, and then the rest of the show I figured was just named for that.
There's 3 bars in the logo.
But Chieftain,
Tri-Bar.
since I guessed and was wrong, can you correct me, sir?
The Tri-Bars, there's 3 bars in our logo, so it's called the Tri-Bar Awards. That's basically
fucking
it.
Genius. Why? Nobody listens
I
to me.
feel like Soda
I know
asked
fucking
that
work or
question
something.
before.
Yeah.
No, I can figure that out.
The Try Hard Awards are like the Razzies for video games.
Well, yeah, I realized that.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to correct you.
So, was this a holdover from last week or something?
Yeah, it is. You can move over. Yeah.
No, well,
But yeah,
I'm just
like
going
Princess...
to.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just going to give Oni some more love. Just
Right.
remember, Princess Jamie said that you should be a model, Oni.
For what, like crypt keepers?
What the fuck?
What?
No.
I was gonna say like a costume model.
I would
because
say
you do
for the
it so well.
Marines. Yeah, the Marines right now, because you've seen some of the people pimping out the Marines. Yeah, you blow them away. So,
There's that.
I mean, the Marines are the only branch that have made their recruiting numbers this year.
I feel like they're the only branch that has made their recruiting numbers like the last 5 years, but hey.
Probably. But it was really bad. It's not looking good for the other branches.
Well, did you see the 2D animation they did, Oni, for the Armed Forces? It was a more diverse thing. It wasn't kind of like how every other army or military recruitment from any other country is. It was kind of I want to be part of something good, and it's like this female recruit, and she's got 2 moms, and it was their marriage and all that stuff, and then she goes and fight in the war. It's like a really like poorly done 2D animation, and numbers went down from it. Then they switched back to more of a hardcore thing I'm not sure if it was for army or for
It was
other
army.
branches. Yeah. Yeah, the army, the new army ones is more like gung ho, but they were giving shit about it this time because it's like, oh, it's all white guys. I'm like,
thank you, Proxy Matin. Oh, Proxymate 10. Thank you.
Thank you, Proximate 10.
Yeah,
thank you for the follow. Yay,
Sasha's buddies.
Sasha's buddies, the supporter of Sasha.
Now give her some money. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, give me some money for sure.
She needs to get paid more.
Make it rain.
So-
Make it rain. Make it rain.
So that we don't run too late here, and so I don't have to stare at these 2 absolute lunatics on my screen for too terribly long. I'm kidding.
Whoa,
I don't
Soda.
hate these people.
I was gonna say that's what I thought you were saying.
I
love
don't
these people.
hate these people. I actually enjoy Ben Shapiro,
Yeah.
but not terribly big fan of Candace Owens.
Really?
Yeah, there's a
Jesus.
reason for that.
Whoa.
No. Let's just say she knows how to play the grift game too well. Just saying, if you'd seen her like 5 years before she appeared on the Daily Wire, she was. Whoa. New subscriber, HZ
Thank you.
Lancer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. One of Sasha's homies.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
But if you followed or knew of who Candace Owens was like 5 years before she joined the Daily Wire, she was drinking the blue Kool-Aid hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Some of the takes she had, I wonder what happened to cause her to go so far to the opposite end of the spectrum. But people can change.
What's the story here?
I actually am going to dole this off to Soda.
Whoa.
Kind of gave him a little bit of extra homework, and I figured he'd
Wow.
find some particular interest in this topic because there's actually quite a bit going on.
I'm actually a big Shapiro fan myself, so yeah, I looked it up. It was kind of crazy the way everything happened. Apparently, Candace tweeted something, a Bible verse, and that apparently kind of upset Shapiro. For you guys don't know Shapiro, he's Jewish and very pro Israel, and Candace is kind of like, why can't we just not kill each other? And that started it. And Shapiro basically was like, well, if you don't fucking like it, then quit. Right on Twitter. Like what? Like everybody's like, well, he didn't have to do that on Twitter. They could have. All them guys have bumped heads for many, many moons. It's not like that's something new. But on Twitter, Daily Wire is a big freaking company, so
Right.
that's kind of what started this whole mess. And now they're going back and forth. I'm sure they'll probably hash it out, but maybe not. Some say Candace is gonna quit and go be with what's his face?
Crowder?
Tucker
Not Crowder.
Carlson.
Tucker,
No,
yeah. So,
the Crowder would have nothing to do with her.
but Shapiro,
Not after she freaking aired his dirty laundry about his marriage out on fucking public spaces.
and if you guys don't know Shapiro, he's probably got one of the few people in the world that has more information in his brain than Oni. Like he has everything in his memory is like, I'm sure he has a photographic memory, but he'll go all the way back. He knows history, he knows everything, and he's been really just, going on this Israel-Palestine thing. So of course he's Jewish. So and I kind of agree with Candace, sadly, and why can't we stop killing each other? But then again, I agree with Shapiro. So it's like they're going back and forth. So these are still on X, sorry, not Twitter, X. So
Same difference.
but
Nobody's gonna
that's
care.
kind of the gist of the thing. I'm sure others have more to say about it, but
No, that's pretty detailed on how it goes. I do agree that to an extent, like, hey, can't we just not kill each other? But my take is that I've had my take. I've broadcast my take already. Like, I think our problem isn't with Palestine. Our problem is with Hamas. So why don't you take care of the terrorist organization and leave the Palestinians out of it? I get it. The
Right.
Palestinians, to some degree, elected Hamas to their leadership, so they've kind of cultivated the problem. But at the same time, we want to be better than our enemies. We don't want to be stooping to their level and attacking civilians, non-combatants. Non-combatants didn't ask for this. Just saying.
agreed.
But there's merit to both sides, kind of, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Maya, your first time putting a take out there. What do you have to say, my friend?
So I think that I'm in the same boat as you and probably everyone else here, is that I stand for peace. I can see both sides, and I can see, what you said, taking Hamas out of Palestine, because it's two different things there. Not every Palestinian is an evil extremist, for sure. Both sides have done terrible things to each other in the past, if you know anything about the war that's going on there and its history. But more towards our topic, I actually had to do some research on Candace Owens because I don't know who she is. I admit I don't watch or listen to Ben Shapiro, and that's another story. But I think that more the issue was like what her supporting. I know he's very pro-Israel, which is fine, but she has a kind of a long history of being an apologist, which I find maybe was rubbing things the wrong way as well, and just not making their conversation any easier. But that's just me looking at it as a complete outsider to the situation.
Yeah, she has a tendency to rub people the wrong way.
Right.
yeah.
Well,
And
what
she
I was-
does it in a bombastic way because
Uh-huh.
she knows how to milk the entertainment.
Well, she
Yeah.
works
Right.
with Charlie Kirk, so he's like a little bit more kind of like a sniper with his fact support, with his stuff, and she's more abrasive. I think that's the real argument.
Right.
Well,
And what
actually,
was rubbing
she's-
me? Oh, sorry.
I would say she's more racist against black people than white people. So,
Right.
She's,
That's
I
kind
wouldn't
of-
say racist, but more critical.
yeah.
I mean, we criticize the things we love, right?
Yes.
I mean, I guess we can say that, sure.
Okay,
that
let me
explains
explain
the
that
look I
statement
had.
a little bit more. We criticize things that we like and enjoy because we want them to be better and to do better. There you go.
Okay.
Oni? Or, well, are you done, Sasha?
Yeah. No, I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay, Oni?
Anytime you're dealing with media corporations, drama always winds up happening. It's inevitable. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict has been around to the point where it's written in historical texts, and you could argue, you could read evidence for it in the Bible, depending on if you want to use that. I will not dissuade anyone from supporting who it is that they want to support. Because ultimately it's what you believe in, and it is not the entirety of your being. You've got folks like David Draymond supporting the country of Israel for obvious reasons, because he's Jewish. If you didn't know that, he's Jewish. You've got other folks in entertainment saying they support the Palestinians. The thing is that we need to be careful with how we talk about things, because if we try to simplify things to only black and white, you are doing exactly what the propaganda is wanting you to do. And every conflict we've ever had, regardless if we're looking at America or not, winds up being about what's the greater good, and is this sacrifice worth the effort? Is this an acceptable amount of human casualties, whether they are combatants or not? And now that we have the Geneva Convention, if you break those rules, The Hague will fucking come for you. It's not pretty. And seeing as how several countries are already very much at Israel's throat for even existing, just regarding legality on paper, Israel has to tread lightly. However, at the same time, I do understand being frustrated when you have 60% or so of the country voting in a violent organization. But does that mean the other 40% are doomed to die? Do they deserve what they're getting? Should we treat this in the same way we treated Imperial Japan? Should we treat this the same way as we treated Nazi Germany? I would hope we would have learned. But I don't fucking believe humans have learned. I don't think we ever will learn. So, regardless of what I'm seeing from both sides of this conflict, two wrongs do not make a right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think, though, when it comes to the Daily Wire, again, as the longer it exists, the more coverage that they get, there will be more infighting. It's the same on both sides of the aisle.
Five shot.
Yeah.
Go to the five. There you go. Now fix it.
Where we're going to argue, it's going to happen. So, does it surprise me? No. Is it unfortunate? Yeah. But at the same time, it's getting coverage from Daily Wire and their shows, so.
To a degree.
All coverage is good coverage, I guess.
I think
I would just
Shapiro's
say,
last tweet had 40 million views. So
I would just urge anyone, when you are discussing, and especially discussing emotionally stimulating conversations or uh, anything of a delicate nature, be very mindful of how you word things, because no, it is not your job how people interpret what you say. You cannot control how other people respond. However, you do have control over what the fuck comes out of your mouth. So if you know you're saying something stupid and someone comes at you with a smart ass answer, you have no one to blame but yourself. So also lay off on the internet. Just literally leave it alone. Go find
Take
something
a
else
break.
to do. You know, we,
Touch grass.
you, me, anyone as a singular entity will not fucking fix this, okay? And it hasn't been fixed in the thousands of years. There have been people inhabiting those parts of the world. So I hate to say it, and it's gonna sound callous and cruel, but I'm going to say it because someone has to. It will not be fixed in a day. It probably will never be fixed. This is just another. It's just another conflict of people shedding each other's blood because they believe that they are right, and it will continue to happen as long as humans exist. And I'm sorry that that is how we function.
True.
This is basically two conservatives fighting over a similar point of view. So what they're doing here, Candace Owens is taking the Donald Trump page here and says, "I just want people to stop dying," and I think that is it's a good attitude to have. A bit sophomoric, in my opinion. But then you hear Shapiro. You know, he's got skin in this game, if you pardon the pun.
He's
he is
super emotional too.
Yes, but he's very knowledgeable in this, and he's, of course, he's gonna be pro-Israel. He's
He's got
I won't say
family out
Orthodox Jew, but he's I don't know what sect he is of Judaism, but and I understand his point. And they're coming from this is a very, you have to really tread lightly on this. I've been banned talking about this on TikTok a lot, because I'm a little bit more hawkish than anyone here, and probably in the chat, more of a chicken hawk than anything. But
Cock?
well, chicken hawk is like I didn't serve
hawk.
in the military, so
Okay.
it's a political term. I didn't serve in the military, so they're called chicken hawks. But so because we didn't have the balls to do it. But anyways, with this being said, I read up on a lot of history on Palestine, which was a tribal land. It wasn't a designated land. It was taken over by Romans. It was taken over by almost everybody. It was split up into Jordan and into Syria. Palestina was the area that was called before Israel. The reason why they call it Palestine Palestine Philistina, and they called it Palestine to mock the Jewish people in that area, which had the tribal lands proven through not only religion but from anthropology. From Foghorn Leghorn, that's exactly what I am. From pottery and that sort of thing. And the unfortunate circumstance was the 6-Day War, and they were probably Shapiro is probably talking about a lot better what.
No, go ahead.
What happened?
Something
a lot better than I can ever explain it. I did a lot of research. I used a lot of fancy words there, but we have to keep in context. Yeah, we need to stop dying. But when you're training and brainwashing your children, kind of like the Nazi youth did in Germany, to hate Jews, from like they have Sesame Street shows about how the Jews in Israel and Zionists are evil. So they're already poisoning the Kool-Aid at a young age, even though, 60% feel that Hamas is doing a great job. They're doing such a great job. They had their missile silos underneath the hospital. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But yes, was there good and bad on both sides? Of course there was. But I'm going to side more with the Israelis in this instance, because I believe this. You can believe whatever you want. This is my personal opinion. This is not anyone Laggin Out's opinion or anything like that. But my opinion is, you're not offering anything. You're
Somebody ban
a bot. Yeah. So.
Can I ban that?
I think you could do it. Yeah. But
Boom.
it's. I'm at the during my time in the Mideast. Yeah, he's seen the indoctrination. So Brad's actually seen indoctrination, whether it's on the Israeli side or the
Welcome,
Palestinian
first time
side.
chatter, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Brad, for being for the first time chat. But on both sides, I have friends in Israel. People on staff were like knowing that I was trying to get in contact with my friend and like, are you there? Are you live? I'm like, he's on the Jordan border. He's like, I'm fine, because it's never going to stop, because I think Benjamin Netanyahu said, and this is where Shapiro is saying, if Palestine puts down their weapons, there'll be peace. If Israel puts down their weapons, if Israel puts down their weapons, there'll be no more Israel. And I'm a firm believer in that. You don't have to believe me, but I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, when Egypt won't let in Palestine into their country, or other Muslim states are not allowing Palestinians into their own country, in my opinion, that's a red flag. That's a chick I am not going to date, because the last time that the Palestinians went to Egypt, they tried to take over the freaking government. So I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm like kind of the admiral on that starship. Kill every last one of those Hamas motherfuckers. Wipe them out, all of them, and you won't have a problem. Yeah. Because remember, Israel let Palestine into Israel. Let them into Israel, work, and then go home. So it's crazy to me that I'm taking that side. I don't care. I wanted to put a blue bar on my friggin' chat. That's how like hardcore I am with that. I'm so with the Jews on this, and they're not just Jews. They're Muslims. There's Christians there too. All those people are living in fear every day. They don't know what's going to happen. Occupy, like I see these. There was really quick, and I'll finish up. Elijah Wiesel. If you guys don't know who Elijah Wiesel, he's the son of Elie Wiesel, the author of Night, a Jewish author who won the Peace Prize. They had a 298,000 person organized area in the DC mall, in the DC mall, whatever, was not even publicized. It was on page 6 of the New York Times. Palestinian stuff, front and center. So what's going on in the United States? There is a lot of hate with Muslims. There's a lot of hate with Jews. There's a lot of hate, all because of what's going on in the Middle East. It's got to stop. And it's going to stop for a while, and it's going to start up again. They've been fighting for 1,000 years. Nothing's going to happen. And unfortunately, that's where Shapiro's coming from here. So I'm landing the plane. And that's what's going on there. I understand peace on both sides, but you know what? When one side always wants to kill you, you're never going to have peace. It's not going to happen. You don't have to like it. Sorry.
So I'm gonna rein this back in, because I think we kind of strayed a little bit from.
I'm taking Shapiro's side.
We kind of strayed a little bit from the Daily Wire aspect of it.
Yeah.
The reason why we picked it up is because it's Daily Wire. It is.
Yeah.
In my opinion, a bastion of opposition to what is the mainstream media.
Agreed. Yeah. Way to bring it in.
And the fact that they are fighting amongst each other, I think that is
crazy.
I think that is a that is a bad thing. The mainstream media has jumped all over this. They're all over. They're shitting on the Daily Wire and everything about it.
No, they're not.
Oh, they were. The
They're more
mainstream
pi-
media was like
the-
all the people that are against like everything that the Daily Wire is. They're like, ha ha, they're fighting, blah blah, whatever. It's
Meanwhile,
real
the Democrats
childish.
are eating their own because you have the
Yeah.
DNC attacking. That's really the front page stuff. But yeah, I agree with you. They are doing that too.
Yes, Arcanus, that is, or Arcanus, that is absolutely hilarious. But to kind of bring it home and nail it in the coffin here, Candace Owens recently, within the last few days, did an interview with Tucker Carlson, and Ben Shapiro really, really took the bait on it and kind of started digging in deeper against her. And I mean, no surprise, he's hyper emotional. He takes things personally. And if you do something that is he sees is going to harm his business, he's going to really dig in against it. And I think this is just, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead. I think what's going to end up happening is I think she's going to quit, and then she's going to join Tucker Carlson, and they're going to start something on their own. Because remember, Tucker Carlson doesn't have a home anymore, and he's doing everything independently on Twitter and whatever else he can, couch surf on to bring attention to whatever he chooses to. Dude's a multimillionaire. He is independently wealthy. He could found his own media industry on his own.
They can get a whole bunch of people that, like all the people that got fired from like Fox, can actually probably start their own channel. It's crazy. So it's nuts.
But we I think we danced around this topic a little bit, brought it back home. Anybody else have further opinions on either anything I said or on this topic?
I don't think Shapiro was emotional. I think it all comes from facts. I think it all came from, he backs everything up. He has his receipts.
Facts don't care about feelings, right?
That's
Facts don't care about feelings, but that doesn't mean the person delivering them don't have feelings.
Candace Owens is more emotional with her responses. If you ever watch her on these college campuses, she is very visceral. Charlie Kirk is a little bit more like, he like hits you at pinpoints, and she's more like, whoa, I'm gonna diarrhea the mouth,
right.
Type of thing. She's a little bit more explosive. So I see it in a different way. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just my observations of the two. And every time I see Shapiro, he lays a smack down on their candy asses. If it's 4-on-1, 5-on-1, I just sit there and just like, I'm eating my popcorn, like the Jon Stewart meme that Oni puts in the chat all the time. It's just like, oh yeah.
Michael Jackson, Jon Stewart. I mean, we've seen all kinds of them.
and on the staff, we have very diverse political feelings in here. But the good thing is that we have that emotional maturity to say, hey, it's okay to have a difference of opinion. And it's okay for people in chat to have that difference of opinion. It's okay. They say opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and they all stink. So,
and that's why you're here.
Yes, that's what I bring.
I just had to steal your line. Sorry.
I have diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of thought.
Anyways,
he's hitting that like Twitch clip, like 50,000.
Honestly, I don't even think my Twitch clip button works.
Yes, I was going to ask you not to do it this week.
It might, but ever since it started trying to get me to log in every time I turn on my computer because of the stream deck, I just assumed it quit working. Anyways, we've got a trivia question, guys.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah,
they're all good, actually.
Oni, would you like to read this one?
I mean, sure. Let me move this real quick. Sorry. Got another screen up. How many Grand Theft Auto games have been released? A5, B15, or C13?
10,000.
I was gonna go with D. Too damn many.
Yes. I'm going with Brad's answer. It's 51,513.
That's about right.
What the fuck?
I'm going with that. Alchemist says D, one of the above. Oh, that's
I'm
funny.
curious, Arkunis, where do you come from? You're recently subscribed to our channel and everything. I'm just curious to know how did you find us? And while he is contemplating that answer, I'm going to tee this one up for Oni. What do you have to say about Peter Cullen here?
He is being recognized for his Lifetime Achievement Award. Probably know him from at least somewhere. He voiced your childhood, essentially. And luckily, he is still among us. And hopefully will be for many years to come. His story, which you've probably heard regarding how he came to voice Optimus Prime and how Optimus Prime got his voice. You've probably seen the clips online. Absolutely touching, absolutely beautiful story. So yeah, it's always nice to see people getting recognized for their hard work, for their achievements, for trailblazing in ways that maybe they didn't see at the time. And the fact that he's alive to actually see it, because too often we hear stories where someone is given an honor and they aren't there in body to see it. But he gets to. So really, really proud to know that there are still great actors and actresses out there. And it's also great to know that they're being recognized. People see that. People in positions of authority or in places of prominence see that. I like people getting recognized for the good shit that they do. So thank you for giving Optimus Prime his voice.
I love that guy's voice.
He is absolutely epic. He has been he's been in a lot of stuff. I can't even remember all of them. The only reason I can remember Optimus Prime right now is because a story pops in my head where I hear an interview with this guy and he's talking about how he is talking to a fan, somebody who's a young adult that like literally comes up to him and emotionally says, you were basically the voice of my father growing up. How growing up it was Optimus Prime that was basically their father figure. And just hearing his stories about stuff like that, it just hits home. Like, yeah, I grew up with a loving father in a mostly complete home for about a quarter of my childhood, and then my folks got divorced. But like, just hearing about how people are positively impacted by somebody who is relatively controversy free, like they represent something good back in the days when like good versus evil was that good versus evil.
Right.
And
there was no gray areas back then.
There really wasn't.
Oh, he's bad because of this. No, he's bad because he's a dick.
Like, there's a time and a place for the relatable or, you know, empathetic villain, and that's all that we've been seeing lately. And I just miss the traditional. There's good and then there's evil, and good crushes evil always. I kind of miss some of that.
Evil will crush good because good is dumb.
Maya, Sasha, any input?
Honestly, no. And I will probably age myself a bit here, but a lot of what he's done was not anything that I grew up with. It was a little bit after my time. But I do know that there's a lot of people who, you know, have always loved his work. And I think that what Oni was saying is amazing that he is actually here and alive to see this honor happen, because again, so many of them don't. And it's just amazing. So that's my 2 cents for that. Sorry.
I'm kind of surprised, Sasha. Like you say that he is after your time. What?
Well, I'm looking.
No.
I'm looking at a lot of what he's done. Like this, that was after my time. That was after my time. I didn't
Gremlins?
watch. Yeah.
You didn't watch
Gremlins. Yeah, but there's a couple in there. To be fair, but a lot of it not so much me, or what I grew up with. It just wasn't my thing.
Probably would help to know that he's still actively working in the industry. So yes, a lot of it's probably going to be quote after your time, but you made it sound like you grew up in like the 50s or something.
Oh no, not quite.
Back in my day,
But yeah, no.
we had instruction manuals for the Transformers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
he
no
was.
shit. That is right.
he-
though.
Yeah, it is true. He was like honestly
So-
most of what I know him for is Transformers. I mean, he's been doing it and still doing Transformers now. So we're talking late 70s, early 80s work.
Right. And so my weird thing, so like I grew up in a very strange household. I grew up in a multi-ethnic, multiracial household. Both of my parents were immigrants. So we didn't
Oh.
do a lot of very typical American stuff. And when we watched American TV,
Whoa.
it was mostly shows that were from my parents' countries. So I didn't grow up watching stuff like Mr. Belvedere, Small Wonder, Transformers, stuff like that. We didn't watch that. We didn't eat American food. So like even though I'm not that old, like I'm kind of oddly outside of a lot of stuff.
Okay, that's understandable.
Culturally. So yeah. So there you
That's understandable. Soda.
I honestly didn't know he did a lot of shit that I'm just looking. He did the Mogwai and the Gremlins. Like, I didn't know he did those. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at his. I didn't know his name because back and we didn't have the internet, back then. So like, just kind of
We
read
had
the credits, or you were fucked. Yeah.
We had encyclopedias.
Yeah, the internet existed in a big giant mainframe that was half the size of a building and filled an entire room.
The Gremlins is definitely, of course, we grew up Transformers cartoons, and this guy, I didn't know he was half the shit he's done. So I mean, I didn't get enough time to look into it. But
Voice of Car and Knight Rider.
Well, that's even better. See,
No, that was somebody else. The new Knight Rider might have been different, but the other one was, I want to say,
yeah, who was giving him the award?
I can look up who the voice of Kit was. I don't remember. Peter
Oni.
Sellers, voice of Kit.
Yeah, it's guys like this, it's kind of like the unsung heroes of half the shit we grew up with. We never knew who the hell he was, though. So I'm glad that I learned who the hell he was.
Oh, William Daniels, the guy from Boy Meets World.
He's talking about the 2008 Knight Rider series where he reprised his vocal role as Carr. Actually, I heard it did okay, but it did not last very long.
Yeah, the guy who was Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World, that was the voice of the original Kid. Yeah.
Learn something new every day. Why you come to Lagging Out and watch the podcast, because we're full of
I didn't know the voice. I couldn't. I had to look it up. I knew it was somebody familiar. So
National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences announced that award-winning voice actor Peter Cullen will be the Lifetime Achievement honoree at the second annual Children's and Family Emmy Awards.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Oni, by the way. I'm going to call out Oni's good work there. Thank you for doing that on the fly.
Yeah, 84 is when he did Gremlins, but I don't see anything before 80. So, Jesus, he did a lot of stuff.
Yeah. The good thing about being a voice actor now is literally you can go into your
he did the Jetsons, something on the Jetsons.
You can go in your closet and just record because it's it kind of dampens the sound. That's what they did during COVID. Well, more useless knowledge from Jason.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of people that have their own private studios and stuff too.
Yeah.
Some of those guys were.
Well, I mean, you can buy all the soundproofing now on Amazon. So.
Yeah, I have that stuff. I don't even have it up.
That's why you sound like shit all.
If you guys noticed the video, I have a very blank wall over there. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, even though my mic is horrible on my laptop.
Not bad.
So, Chieftain, did you have any more input on this guy?
I like him. He's like kind of like one of the voices of my childhood. I watched it. I'm around the same age as Sasha, but I consumed all that American media.
Oh, y'all are old.
G.I. Joe, fuck you. G.I. Joe, Transformers, you know, the Disney afternoon, all that stuff. That's kind of like Autobots roll out was like kind of like the thing that you would always say as a little kid running around in the playground.
Oh yeah.
That's when
Saturday morning cartoons, back when it was actually Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
and when toys were actually made of die-cast metal, so if you threw
And
them
you
at your
chuck 'em
sibling,
at
you
your
would
brother.
actually
Yeah, because you
cuts.
chuck them at your brother. Fucking.
yeah, everything was metal. We had dart fights. It was horrible. Like we couldn't take.
They banned them too. That's the sad thing. Things that used to kill
lawn
you.
darts.
Lawn darts.
Yeah, but
The fun shit.
those were like the voices that you grew like Gremlins. Like even as a little kid, like Gremlins were just they had freaking Gremlin cereal.
Mark
Right?
were fucking awesome.
Yeah, and Mr. T cereal. I pay the food. I don't eat that cereal.
I remember the
Yeah,
Mr.
that.
T cereal. I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember
T's.
the other stuff though.
Like I consumed all that Americana. Like it's funny because when my nephews come over and we watch the same cartoons now, they're like, Uncle Chieftain, why are you watching this? I'm like, research.
That's right, too. We were allowed so much more.
But this
That's
guy.
the thing. Nobody cared about shit back in our day, though. You know, like I mean, how many was that car seat? How many drank out of what? Like, you know, just
Who's
random.
Joe?
Out of the hose, yeah.
Did I say Joe again? Oh, I meant Joe Whittlemaker. I mean,
What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry, Craig. I mean Soda.
oh, I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
It's okay. I name dropped somebody else earlier.
He's unprofessional. Sorry.
Oh, she's in the chat.
Uh-oh. I'm leaving.
Like everybody looked.
Great Gazoo says, I can still eat Kinder eggs. Haha. We still got Kinder eggs here, but I don't know if they're as
We don't
good.
have the right kind of Kinder eggs here, to be fair.
Aren't they like British?
Yes, and so
Australian?
the British ones, so they have a little toy inside them that we don't allow here because they're afraid of children.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Really? Because I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure there was a Kinder.
Was it a real Kinder egg? Did it have a toy inside?
I'm pretty sure it did. Something was rattling inside that thing.
Oh, just to let people know, there's like 5 or 6 states. I know there's people that like Dino chicken nuggies. There was metal in them. So if you bought them in Wisconsin or any type of Midwest state, there's been a recall on that. So don't eat your Dino chicken nuggies.
She stopped very specifically and looked angry for a second there.
Yeah, I was angry when I read it. I'm like, oh, I know people in those areas. I'm like, I know they eat chicken nuggies, so I better say something.
When he's like, fuck you, I'll become
You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, see, that explains a lot about Badger now.
Like Colorado, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I think there was a couple. You might want to look it up. It's Tyson chicken nuggies.
Of course, it's a Tyson product.
Tyson ears. Tyson edible ear chicken. Finger ears.
So I'm going to tee this up once again for anybody who is interested in cutting in and taking this topic over. It would seem... Uh-oh.
Ooh, Dino Nuggies.
Anyway, so I'm going to tee this up for whoever wants to take this particular topic, either Chieftain or Soda. Apparently, the new season of Rick and Morty is not doing well. And it is getting soundly...
There's an ad right now.
Someone should sub.
I refuse.
Damn.
Not you.
I can wait for however long the ad runs. Where's the little thing that tells me how long the ad runs for?
I'm literally watching it right now, so.
Oh.
I saw the new episode and I liked it. Rick Prime was in it. It was great.
Ooh.
But I consume anything that's Rick and Morty. I don't care.
I think we're back.
Okay.
Right.
So anyways, now that we're back,
I've
I've been reading, researching, finding there's been a lot of people that basically are that they're not into it. They're not into this new season. So for whoever wants to take it, please take the reins and correct me or tell me I'm correct.
You're
Rick
wrong.
and Morty.
Yeah,
Go.
Cheap watches it. I wait till the end of the season. So watch it.
I can understand why. It seems like the writing is a little bit different this year because you're doing it with one less person. So the creator, quite frankly, the voices are matching pretty well.
Ooh,
I
that's
think people are.
contrarian.
What's that?
That's contrarian to what I've heard.
You're never gonna.
Well,
match
these
Rick.
people, the people who are making these opinions are morons, and they know nothing about animation or production. So you shouldn't fucking listen to them.
I mean,
should
you gotta
listen to
remember,
us.
Chief. Half of them were bitching, and it was the end of last season that they were bitching that the voices didn't sound the same, but it was still Justin. You know,
What's funny is a
making
lot
shit
of the
up.
people were like saying like they've heard people on YouTube that are better sound alikes. So
And they did. Justin Rowland interviewed him. Like, we should pull that
Yeah.
video up one day. But he's like, yeah, this dude with just a little bit of practice, and he'll take my job over. And then they picked the guy that probably had. I don't want to. I haven't. I've only heard bits and pieces. So shows more.
I know it sounds all right to me.
Chief's more up on this than me right now. But I'm like him, Rick and Morty. I'm gonna fucking watch it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm coming from an obvious bias, but
fair.
From what I've seen or heard, the stories aren't as good. There's a lot of callbacks from older characters and stuff like that. A lot more in this, which is why the noobs are getting upset about it. These are the same people that complain about Star Wars and Marvel and all that shit. These are the same people that have nothing else better to do than to complain. It's not going to be as good as the previous episodes. Get over it. If the guy comes back, don't get me wrong, I'll be ecstatic. I'll be happy that because I know the quality will go back up again. But the same thing happened with Jim Henson, and he died. His son did the voice, and then we had a funny sounding Kermit the Frog for a few years until he got the voice down perfectly fine. But we have that with any type of voice change. Bugs Bunny, Mel Blanc, the GOAT, right? Mel Blanc is the GOAT of voiceovers. So if you want to go back in history, you're going to have all that stuff. And people were whining, since we didn't have a lot of internet when Mel Blanc died of, ironically, lung cancer because he smoked like a chimney. But he did voices for over 20 characters, maybe 30 characters for Warner Brothers. So when talent passes away or gets fired for a stupid fucking reason, you're gonna
sense the salt. I can taste the salt through the monitor.
It's getting fucking spicy, right? Because people can have opinions, but you know what? They don't supersede mine because I know more than all those people. But I'm just gonna. I'll just put my degrees up and tell them I know more than you.
I tried to clip that one, by the way, Chieftain, but it errored out. So I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, but I don't care. Like, be mad at me. I don't care. Like, send me letters. Say you're an asshole in the chat. Like,
pause for a second, Chief. Pause for a second. I got to answer a question. Did we cover why the voice changed? Yes.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yes, we covered it extensively, and we were salty as fuck.
It was a fake. Here's the whole cliff notes. It was a sexual assault accusation against the creator's wife that never happened. That's
from the creator's wife against the creator that never happened. It was never. DMs. It was never fucking corroborated in court. It was never adjudicated. It was just dismissed. It was all dismissed, and the dude got fucking fired from all of his shows.
Right.
And they have not brought him back. And actually, it's a question whether or not he would even come back after that treatment, to be honest.
There's 2 other shows there, and but it's not as but yeah, we already explained that. But a few weeks ago, we didn't do it here. But they can have those opinions. It's not as good as the previous season. Long story short. And I'll get off my soapbox. This has been Chieftain's TED Talk about animation and crybabies. And
Brad's right. Was cat because even after that they came out and said he was sending DMs to fans and having them meet up and get drunk and have sex and all kinds of bullshit that was never proven. Cancel culture. As you said, you do one thing in Hollywood, it's not. They don't give a shit. They don't care if you're innocent or guilty or
got Trevor Bauer.
That depends on your politics. Make sure you get it right because there are people that are still working and they've basically gotten away with they've gotten away with murder and they are still working.
Ooh, just saying. Simpson?
Well, him too.
Not a Jew.
Anybody? No,
But guess who is? Hall of Famer Rod Carew.
that's right. Nobody knows either one of those, but that's
No.
Anyways,
Sasha or Maya. Sasha
Yeah.
or Oni.
Sasha, Oni, either of you have input?
Yeah, I'll hop in just because I have a ton to say about Rick and Morty stuff, as most people know.
Mhm.
Been on the show since pretty much day one, and I am also salty about what happened. But I also admit I have not watched any of the episodes yet because I'm a little bit terrified because I have been hearing such mixed reactions from people. But I do understand that change is hard for a lot of people, and so many people love Justin Roiland and his voice work. So it's hard to accept that he's not there anymore. And I'm kind of wondering now if people are saying, "Oh, it's not as good anymore because he's not there," or it's just their perception of it not being good because he's not there. But I will watch it. I've been watching trailers that have the new voices in them, and when I watched the first one, I was kind of like, "This is like having amnesia." It's like something it's vaguely familiar, and it seems right on the surface, but when you dig deeper, it's not right at all. It's just very subtly different, but it's there, but it's not terrible. It's just not right either. So it's just like this weird gray area for me, and I will watch the episode soon, I promise. But the reviews I've been seeing so far are not promising, but I also want to make come to my own conclusion about it too by watching it myself and not relying on other people's opinions, which I think is a smart thing to do.
Depends.
Not if you're
Well, I mean,
hero.
I
Like,
trust my own opinion more than anybody else's. So I mean,
not hero. You just read it on the internet. I hate that fucking movie.
right? I mean, I'll give things a chance. If I
Barbie
even
movie?
I'll give things a chance if I even think it's going to be interesting. So I've given lots of stuff a chance that was actually amazing, and a lot of people were like, "That sucks." I'm like, "No, it was actually really good. I liked it, and I don't care what anyone else says. I liked it. Who
Right.
cares?"
That's the way to do it.
There was some people I put the post last week. It's like, is this movie gonna suck? And it had the Marvels on there. And some dude wrote on the bottom, I liked the movie, and I wrote "fuck you" in all caps. No, just kidding.
Right? So you're
I
part of
just
the
put a
problem,
like there. I
basically.
just
Yeah, me and Cheap is Rick and Morty was fucking amazing. That's the best thing.
that was the best thing ever.
For
And you knew
throwing
it
it
was
30 minutes.
that's amazing. And you know it was fake because it had a silver button, a silver YouTube button in the back.
Yeah,
So you know it's fiction.
don't forget, she put Hero up there in the background with his guns.
Oh, that's right, she did. Oni, what do you think?
Easter eggs.
They can't expect the same views after all the changes that they've made with all the backlash that they've gotten for all the reasons that they used.
That's a fair statement.
I mean, either the show will continue to make the requirements given that they're in a contract, and maybe they can make up the losses by appeasing the fans, which good luck. Or it gets canceled and contract is broken, fines, fees, and all that shit happens, and they just wash their hands of this. Either way, the damage is done. They didn't do enough public relations to try to ease any of that. They made some horrendous decisions during the situations that was arguably going to doom them from the start. So maybe don't fucking do that next time if you're given an extra.
Whoa.
I can't promise that they will. So am I mourning? No. Do I care? Also not really, but it's we are seeing more and more often what happens when corporations or
Soda,
leadership
On me.
doesn't pay attention to.
5 gifted subs from Soda.
We're seeing what happens when leadership. We're seeing what happens when people decide that they know what's right instead of reading the room. Leave it at that.
We are on level 2 hype chain, guys. Awesome. Let's keep it going.
Woo-hoo.
Soda with 100 biddies. Hero with 100 biddies. It's the Big Biddy Committee. And
Oh.
getting danced on.
Where's my voice activate? God damn it.
Hey,
Oh damn.
something smells like
You don't want to know what it
smells like White Castle.
Pineapple
Oh,
sucks major balls.
there we go.
yes. Yes.
Anyways, honestly, I have gotten to a point with media in general, not just Marvel and Star Wars and all this remake bullshit. I've just gotten to a point to where I'm tired of the mediocre. I'm going to look at reviews done by people whose points of view
Pineapple on pizza.
wow.
Badger,
So I'm gonna follow the reviews and stuff of people that have similar tastes to what I have in movies and entertainment, and if they play something or watch something or participate in some form of entertainment and they're like, yeah, this is not good and this is why I don't think it's good, I'm gonna probably not indulge in that entertainment because I don't want to give my money to something that's going to be mediocre or garbage.
Brad wants to know, how do we find those reviews?
Yeah.
You gotta seek them out.
Oh, yeah, see, he has no references.
A lot of IGN does a lot of those.
Well,
Variety does them as well. Like I get a subscription to Variety every week. They have them. They critique stuff as well.
You gotta follow. Like you gotta look at what you gotta basically look for them. You gotta find people that review things. Like I spend time on. I used to spend time on YouTube. Now I just watch what I've subscribed to over the years, and I followed certain people and certain channels that actually did reviews on video games and
Clownfish. Stuff like that.
yeah, well, yeah. There's Clownfish, there's Geeks and Gamers, Yellow Flash, Young Rippa himself, a couple others.
He should be middle-aged Rippa now,
right?
Right.
But I watched these guys and their points of view on entertainment tends towards mine. And now I really don't 100% agree with all of their takes and all of their views.
And for our newcomers, Hero hates everything.
That is true.
And that's why you don't tell the newcomers that, because then they can be pleasantly surprised.
Or they might be disappointed.
Yeah, it might be.
Hey guys, we're only one follow away from hitting 600 followers. We're only one away.
Dang!
We're one away.
Let's do it.
It's crazy. It's insane.
Wow! Critical Drink. He called out Critical Drinker. Damn! He said he was YouTube illiterate. Critical Drinker is one of the guys that I follow.
I thought Hero only goes on YouTube to challenge like copyright things for our channel that he wins all the time. He gets a lot of dubs. Like that's where he gets his dubs. He's like, I win, fuck you. I win, fuck you. We went like, I think he's batting like 950. He's like 9 out of 10 out of the challenges this week. So yay! We made $5 thanks to Hero on YouTube.
Yeah, so I figured out what it is that Mariner's streams get copyright struck for.
What is that?
Apparently, one of the audio bits that he uses at his stream starting soon screen, apparently it is close enough to a copyrighted tune done by some company that manufactures audio shit.
God, people.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember how we had
bensound.com.
Yeah.
You know how we had that issue a while back when we were doing the news break stuff?
Yeah.
It's similar to that. Well, I disputed the copyright. We'll see how that goes.
I actually had a going back and forth with that guy. He's like, no, there's a difference between that and that. I go, well, let me get one thing straight. That music is not good enough for me to pay for. Okay. So then I found something else on Bensound or something, which is actually better, which is the Star Wars one that we use for our crawler. So that jerk can get fucked. But no one's paying for my stuff. I ain't paying for yours.
Right.
I don't know if that's why Mariner changed his opening song or not, but he still uses the one that got copyright struck. At least he did in his last video, and I went and disputed it. We'll see where it goes, and if they keep kicking it back, I'll talk to Mariner and see if he's willing to make that change.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna have a couple more streamers next year anyway, so they can kiss our grits.
So Chieftain had some say, Oni had some say, Sasha had some say. Soda, did you have your say? Have you had your vent moment, your angry soda moment, where you boil over?
You know I hate this, but I haven't watched the new season, and you guys don't know. I wait till everything comes out and I binge watch it. So, I mean, I've watched...
Like a millennial.
Yeah, oh, fuck you. Anyway.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, buddy.
Fuck you, buddy.
Last I checked, you're both millennials, aren't you? Or are you Gen X?
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
But yeah, if I ever get bored, I just go back and watch Rick and Morty. Straight, whatever many seasons there are. So when they get probably to like, well, sadly, they don't just put it straight out like they used to on Hulu. Now you gotta, I usually have to go buy it on Amazon and buy it for whatever, $14.99 for this series. But hey.
Wow.
It's only $14.
Look, I would highly consider for any of the shit that you like on Hulu right now. If I were you, I would highly consider going out and finding actual DVDs, DVD copies of them.
I don't have a
and
DVD
the reason
player.
You have a fucking computer.
No computers come with DVD players anymore.
My computer doesn't have a DVD player.
Yeah.
How do you? Never mind. Not gonna. No. Nope. Leave it alone.
No new computer.
Not everybody is IT literate. I get it.
DVD drive. Like, what the fuck?
But regardless, I would highly suggest getting a hold of it physically, physical media. And I say this for a very specific reason. Hulu has to be bought out by Disney. They have to buy out the remaining stake from Comcast. And it is many billions of dollars. And they are looking to cut as much cost as they can. So they're going to be ripping shit off of Hulu soon just to take them as tax write-offs to save on cost.
I don't think it's going to be Rick and Morty, though.
I'm not saying it is, but...
And I literally only watched the Hell's Kitchen and Murders in the Building, the new one.
Brad wants to know, why do they say have to?
Have to in reference to, I'm sorry.
I don't know. Why do they have to buy it? I think buy them.
Yes, they have to buy the remaining stake of Hulu because they only bought the majority stake of it, and they have an agreement with Comcast, who holds the minority stake, and the agreement was they will either basically that Comcast has the right to refuse the sale to Disney, and if they decide to make Disney buy the rest of it, it has to be a minimum, I think it was of like, what was it, like 38 billion or something like that?
That's pocket change for you.
38 billion or fair market value.
Right?
Yeah, like 3,000 more Teslas for that. But hey, who's counting?
You can make a whole Santa sleigh, but the reindeer would be all the Teslas, and then Hero would be in the back as Santa Claus.
Make Elon buy it.
Make Elon buy it. It's funny. He buys everything. I'm going to sell PayPal and buy everything else.
Disney got the Hulu and ESPN deal at roughly the same time, around the time that they purchased Fox. And the value that they bought Fox for was not good. But then again, they got into a bidding war absolutely stupidly with Fox. Or not with Fox, but with Comcast.
Fourth quarter for Disney has actually gone up. So
yes, so about that, more to follow.
A little bit of a teaser for you guys.
More to follow. Anyways, let's wrap this gravy train up. Oni, you haven't said a whole lot. Did you have anything else to add?
I mean, I think I've covered what I needed to cover.
Yeah,
Fair.
I did
You're
too.
more than welcome to participate in the banter if you like.
I mean, you guys have it covered, so more voices is just more noise.
I
Yeah, but my voice is nowhere near as entertaining as yours.
agree.
She just refuses. Anyways.
Make Elon buy it and rename it Y. That's funny.
Or Q.
Yes!
Oh, Lord.
The biggest slam dunk ever to be predicted by media.
So, there's plenty of context to this. The topic is not exclusively about the Marvels. However, the prediction was that they would not break 45 million on their opening. Now, they hit 47 million. But it's still underperforming in comparison to The Flash.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
even worse.
The Flash opened to 55 million.
Yeah, and that's like the worst character in DC. So
It's also the worst movie they had. It was an absolute bomb.
the worst.
So they and I'm gonna just speed run through the Marvels topic.
Oh, please drag it out.
please.
I'm just gonna speed run through the Marvels portion of the topic because there's more stuff that we wanted to kind of laugh at with this. 47 million. The estimates for what production cost was around 250 million, and they got a $55 million tax write-off from the country that they filmed in. So that was actually around 300 million. Rule of thumb for most box office predictors: in order for this to make money, they need to double what they spent in production costs. So 250 million should land them at about 500 million, closer to 600 million. Plus, you have to also include marketing, and I feel like they spent way more than the norm on marketing than they will care to admit, which was probably about 100 to 150 million. I'm guessing about 700 million to 800 million is where they would need to be to start making money off of their spend on this. I'm gonna ballpark that they might hit 300 million global.
300 mil?
Yeah, I
Maybe.
really don't think they're going to hit that high. Absolutely not, Brad. They're probably going to lose closer to about 300 million on it.
I don't fucking that's unprofessional.
Oh my god.
Let's see what I have close to Miss Marvel.
I haven't been to a movie in the cinema in years.
First time chatter. Approximate 10.
Yeah, approximate 10.
Thank you. Welcome to the Insanity. We're lagging out live.
Yeah,
Top
I'm
left is
Hero.
Tira. Oh, sorry.
That's Soda. Below me is Sasha. You know that one. Next to Sasha is Oni, and at the very bottom there is the one and only Chieftain.
What up, homie?
Everybody knows who he is. He's the original Rage Gamer. Angry Joe is a hack. Read the blogs. Oh, God.
Whoa.
Are you trying to... What the...
Oh, what the hell? Wrong button.
Yeah, right.
He's changing the size. What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
You're supposed to stay where I can't see.
She's gotta be blonde though, right? Yeah, there we go. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
Paul Lind. Wow, in the center box.
I have no
Anyways,
ass, people.
So,
Hey, Hero.
this
Wanna come over and
topic's...
play?
Wow.
Blondes have
So
more
this topic actually spans way more than what the Marvels not performing is. Wow.
Underperforming, yes.
I could just see him sitting in front of his camera, just doing that to get the image. It just.
Check out Soda and OnlyFans with his female avatar.
Oh my god.
Omegle has closed, so he can't go on Omegle anymore.
Actually, no. Hollywood Squares is not exactly before my time.
Maybe I should do this at work, going as a woman, and if they say something, then I'll just say they're being, sexist.
Yeah, transphobic.
Of course.
And kick my voice up like this, Luke.
Jesus, Sasha.
I bet you.
You're the one with the leash. Can you rein him in a bit? No, okay.
Yeah, I'm not attached to that leash. Sorry, that is not my job.
That was a good reason.
Sasha knows my safe word is pineapple.
Right.
Oh, that's the word to make you vomit. I thought.
Yeah, that too.
Not on the pineapple on pizza is.
Oh, okay. So this topic, I brought it in because I wanted to talk about the state of Marvel as a whole, as opposed to just
Again.
why did this movie underperform? Well, the reality is that it's not one reason. This is a combination and the culmination of lackluster, oversaturation, mediocrity, and just all around people not caring. I think I've heard the phrase thrown around the internet, just consume product. Don't care about quality of product, just consume product and then get ready for next product.
Story train.
Yeah. Look, I really enjoyed the concept of the MCU as it was being developed, because having a cohesive story span across several movies was pretty cool. But when I saw the direction they were going with mirroring what's happening in the comic book industry now, that's when I realized, oh, this is not going anywhere good. If the comics aren't performing because their stories aren't good, why would they think to bring those stories to the big screen? And why would they think that was going to make them money? Yeah. And
they were using it as a taking off point.
It's definitely not. This is not an issue that's unique to Marvel or Star Wars or really Disney Enterprise. It's more of, this is just wrong. Quit trying to look up her skirt, Soda. Anyways, before this gets any weirder, I'm going to dish this off because I've kind of framed where I'm going with this. Now you guys, I'm just going to throw this mess into the middle of the group and say, hey!
What? I thought my shit fell down.
Wow.
And Chieftain is hypnotized. So, Sasha, thoughts?
I was kind of hypnotized too. I'm not gonna lie. She's wearing underwear, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
The fact that you were able to catch that, but the reason why terrifies me.
Right. Let's not go there tonight. Anyway, no, I totally agree with you, and that was actually my initial thought when I was writing notes about this for today, is that it just seems like they're in it for the cash grab because they've done so well historically with all of their movies, not their shows. That's like they just keep pumping it out, milking it for everything that's worth. And just, I haven't been to or seen a Marvel movie since probably Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Because
wow.
I know that's how long it's been. It's like I just don't care anymore, and I love Marvel. And the fact that I'm just like I don't care anymore should probably be like kind of a red flag to the industry that I'm probably not the only one. Not that my opinion particularly matters, but I think a lot of people are feeling the same way, and it's starting to show now that we're just like another like superhero movie where the characters are just meh, they're okay. Don't really care. Not super likable, not super hateable, but like, I can think of better things to spend my money on than a very mediocre Marvel movie, and that's just my opinion. So yeah, I think that's a big part of it. There's certainly a lot of other bits in there that you mentioned, but I do think that's probably one of the bigger ones. That it's just It's all very meh now.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Soda. Soda.
I agree. I mean, I'm gonna watch the movie when it comes out for free, just so we can actually see if it's that shitty or not. But I'm tired of everybody like, oh, it's because 3 women are lead. No, we don't give a shit. In fact, that would be better for most of the world if they were. Of course, I don't want to say they're bad because I haven't seen it, but I don't want to be
Well,
a
there's any
hero.
reason to point a finger at why the movie is failing, right? Oh, it's because there's women. Oh, because it's women of color. It's
Well,
not
that's
the
what
real
they try to
reason,
tell us, though. That's what
right? Yeah.
everything on the internet you read. Oh, it's because of this and that. And, and that's
Mhm.
not it. It sucks. If it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah, like really, honestly, it's absolutely stupid because those are the reasons that the mainstream media are accusing the people
Yeah.
that don't like it of using. So, oh, they're racist and sexist. That's why they didn't like the movie. No, bitch, it's because it was garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage human.
And like I said, I haven't seen it yet, and I'm not paying for it.
Garbage
But if
human.
they put
Mhm.
it free on
There.
Disney or whatever, I'll watch it. Maybe. I still haven't watched the first one. I watched Kamala Khan because I thought that was pretty good. But
A lot of people actually said it was okay, but the question is, if it was okay, why was it the worst performing show on Disney Plus when it
Because
launched?
there was history in it. I learned about the Great Separation between India and Pakistan. I learned that, and like Sasha was like, "That's how you learned it." I'm like, "Yeah, did you ever hear that?" She's like, "No, I never heard of it either." It's once again the English splitting up countries because they can. They did it with Iran and Iraq and all that. I like the historical callbacks in that movie in that show, and I found it interesting. I mean, it was a little bit preachy, but I enjoyed it.
it
Again,
wasn't
And
bad. Yeah.
Was I asleep when this conversation happened? Because I have no memory of that.
yeah,
I'm
it was
gonna.
really late, and you were probably
Oh.
playing a video game.
Oh,
Yeah,
probably.
I think you were
Yeah.
probably playing Cyberpunk at that time.
Yeah,
I mean, it
people,
could happen.
but people tend to like block me out anyway because I have all the kids, so it's not
And
your
you get
fault.
So I'm kind of surprised that you kind of came back with an answer to that question. It was somewhat rhetorical, but no, I actually like the fact that you answered it though. My response to said question is actually not that it was a bad show, not that it was preachy, not any of these other reasons, not even that it was about Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. It was because people are tired of having to go everywhere to find the continuing thread of story rather than watching, you know, watching the movies when they hit theaters. It
Mm.
used to be must-see movie. It used to be an event, and we were following the story thread from movies that were dropping every other year as opposed to every 3 months, or a new show coming out immediately this next week with the movie dropping right behind it 3 days later. And you're tallying up all this stuff that we have to go and find and seek out. More product is not necessarily the right answer. I mean, I don't know how else to really explain it other than I think you got my point. Anybody's game. Oni, you haven't had input much yet.
I think there's a bit more to it. It's not just about following comics. The first three phases of Marvel were very carefully orchestrated. They knew exactly what movies they wanted. They knew exactly what plot points they wanted to include in each one. They wanted to make sure that everything followed through. Yes, you could say certain movies did not perform as well as they could have or should have. Thor: Dark World is easily forgotten. Iron Man 3, people don't like to talk about. But overall, you got there was a piece of the puzzle of every movie released. Ever since Endgame, which was the conclusion to Phase 3, with a reality-shattering event, or a series of them, where do you go?
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere else. You have now brought up time travel and realities and universes. Where do you go after Thanos, who even in the Marvel comics is considered one of the biggest villains you could fight? I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, you could say Galactus, but Galactus is an entity that is more akin to an elemental. They are an existing creature that knows only hunger. So they are amoral. They do not have morals because their morality doesn't exist. They merely eat. You're gonna introduce Kang the Conqueror. It would have made more sense if you still had Iron Man,
Yeah.
but you killed him off, and now you're
What?
trying to undo
Iron Man's
that.
dead?
Oh, spoiler. That's another movie
Ah.
that.
And then
So
also, I've heard they're trying to bring back the Fantastic Four. Times they still haven't merged the X-Men into the universe.
No.
Phases,
In
the
fact,
phases.
I think they're
Sorry.
trying to. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I think they're actually trying to reboot the MCU using X-Men and the Fantastic Four. From the rumor is that they're going to use Secret Wars to spark a soft reboot and bring in X-Men and the Fantastic Four as the new thread to follow. But go on, Tony.
I've heard other word. I've heard that their thread for that will be through Loki, which just concluded.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's forever or not, it depends on the source you use.
True. I've also heard that they're going to use the Young Avengers as well. So.
Nightcrawler Origins.
There you go. Go ahead, Oni. I'm sorry.
You're fine. But now they're coming across the same issue comics has had for decades, which is the idea of what happens after the superhero fights the last villain. And they're also running into the problem of phases 4 and beyond having absolutely no direction. They think they have direction, but they don't. They're just throwing shit at a wall. If you're going to do TV shows, should they be cohesive to each other? That would be great. It would be nice to be able to see little plot holes and plot points come together, and you go, oh shit, no, that's really fucking cool. Like they did with Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist with The Defenders, and yes, Daredevil, which was a reboot. Let's not forget about Ben Affleck's Daredevil. But with these new shows, they're choosing to bring in characters that are less well known, which wouldn't be a problem if they didn't hinge everything on diversity. If they went with it in the vein of what's beyond just the biggest, baddest Marvel characters? What's beyond the superheroes? What about the other heroes? What about the ones that don't necessarily get all the spotlight? What kind of cool stories can we tell with them? And instead, they're trying to bolster them on characters that don't have as big a following, which is not necessarily their fault. And it doesn't mean it's a failure on the writers. Although I will blame writers because, again, if you can't write a fucking story, what's the point of going to watch a story? But it's not as solid as it was with. Sorry, it said my stream cut out.
Uh-oh.
No. Not good.
Let me see if it's just mine. Click here to reload player. Let's see if I can.
Absolutely, Gazoo. Just answer that. But yeah, Oni, you're right. Kevin Feige was really good at following the laid out plan that was the plan that was originally laid out by, wasn't it Jon Favreau?
Jon Favreau and Kevin Feige were some of the main folks behind the original Marvel Cinematic Universe, starting with Iron Man. So,
Exactly. I think that the one that was really good at planning out a storyboard of the two of them was probably Jon Favreau, who's no longer involved.
Of course not, because he's a genius.
Hmm.
My favorite director, recent director. I just call him Happy.
Anyways, please continue, Oni, unless that was what you had.
I think it's like Drake Kazoo said, they think they are too big to fail. I think that's also the big problem is they think it's just free, easy money. But what they're not seeing is how much work, how much effort and planning and detail-oriented nitpicking they had to do to make it work. And that's what a lot of people don't fucking see anymore, even on social media. They just see the success. They just see the easy clicks. They don't see the absolute mindfuckery of planning every little thing. Why do you think being a good writer is difficult? It's not because of the telling of the story. It's not necessarily because English is a painful language for a lot of stupid reasons. It's because when you say something, you're conveying something. You can convey things plainly. You can convey things subtly. You can have double meanings. You can say things without actually saying them. You need to have command of the language or it will command you. And that is fucking difficult. Which also makes it also makes it difficult if you're so used to reading those undertones of people. It's difficult to trust them on the first try when they say, no, I had no other intention behind what I said. If you don't mean what you say, you cannot say what you mean. That is something I've grown up hearing, and I stand by that. So, if you can't give these characters conviction, if you can't give these characters a reason, if things are just happening because instead of pushing the story forward, that's an issue. But I will absolutely agree that there's a management problem.
Mm-hmm.
You need to fucking plan this shit. It doesn't just happen. You know, you don't just suddenly know how to drive. You don't just suddenly know how to do a skill. You have to fucking earn that shit. And you know what? Some of us are just never gonna be good at some things. I will never be good at dealing with people. Can I do it for short time? Yes. Will I ever be nearly as good as Badger is? Hell fucking no. I don't work with the people directly. You learn your strengths. But if you keep trying to cram things where they don't fucking go, you're gonna wind up with what Marvel is working with right now. And the thing is that Disney now is in so fucking deep because of how many major purchases they made just before COVID. They have to make it make money. Yep. They have to milk this cow for all it's fucking worth. Thing is, this cow's fucking dead, and it has been. They just don't see it yet.
Emotional damage.
They have to invest because they have no backup plans. And with them having to open up the floodgates to mature content for Disney Plus because Hulu has to be the major component of their streaming, Disney has to make it work. They had no choice, even though they're up to their eyeballs in debt. So
fuck now.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I didn't mean to go on such a rant or a tangent regarding this. The sheer incompetence while waiting for the success to come in just blows my mind. You expect success, but you're not willing to work for what it fucking took. You just think it's just gonna show up easily.
This is the 21st century of GTA 5. They're trying to milk it for what it's worth. Like every ounce of crap.
But you know
honestly,
what?
GTA 5 still makes money.
Yeah.
It's not like Saints Row, the reboot they did.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
But Oni, yeah, we could. Oni, the reason we chose this topic was because we knew that it was gonna end up in a lot of tangents in a lot of different directions. I think all of us are 100% correct in our assessment of what's wrong with the Marvel Universe now and why is it failing? Why did this fail so spectacularly? We're all right. I knew going into this particular topic that there wasn't any one specific reason. It was a combination of a lot of fuck yous, and it turned into way too many fucks to give, and now everybody's out of fucks to give, and Disney's holding on to that bag. And
just to let everybody know, this is an 18+ podcast, so if you're hearing a lot of F-bombs, that's the reason.
And I am the primary culprit of the F-bombs.
No.
It's a showing of high intelligence to curse. Keep fucking cursing. I'm at 0 fucks to give. That's pretty much what Oni said and what you said.
that's about right.
Yeah.
Did anybody, before I push this show along, have anything else to add to this bag of fuckery?
No, I'm good.
No, but Brie Larson looks good in the suit. She doesn't turn around.
Well, okay, I heard a review relayed by a parent of a teenager that went to see that show with a friend.
Yeah.
Because they watched everything Marvel. They went as a friend group and to watch everything Marvel, and then the rest of the friend group just noped out after the what was it, the latest fucking show that they did with Nick Fury at the center of it. I can't remember what it was called.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's how unspectacular that show was. I can't even remember the name.
Yeah,
But
I watched it.
After that,
of course, right?
It was Secret Invasion. Boom.
That's it.
After Secret Invasion, all of the friends noped out except for those two. And the only reason the son went with his friend was because none of the other friends would go with them. So he went to watch. They both went to the Marvels to watch it together. His review was, I didn't hate it. It was better than the first Captain Marvel. Brie Larson actually acts, so it's not like watching a cardboard cutout of Brie Larson.
We said that in the trailer, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. But he also said it wasn't really that good.
We're good at calling a lot of this shit. Why don't we have like 10,000 people in here? We're good at calling. We've been right with almost everything this year. We have if we had a Rotten Tomatoes rating, it would probably be like a 98.
I'll tell you why. We don't have the right politics.
We got the pretty people in here this week, so we're good.
Right.
Yeah, I know. But that being said, if anybody doesn't have anything else to throw out there, I would vote to go to the next slide.
Yeah, let's go for it. I think Oni put the hammer in that very well.
Oh yeah,
she's good with the English language. I don't word good. She words the best out of like all of us. So she writes all the scripts, guys. So if you ever watch our Star Wars stuff, and she does all the script writing for us. I do. We all have input, and then we all act in it, but it's all Oni's. I'd say 99% of Oni's written word that we do, and then I do all the graphics. So go check out our Star Wars May the 4th stuff. I put the link in the chat for you guys. Go check that out. Nothing's better than having Oni in an A-10 destroying the Death Star with her X-Wing fighter helmet that she modified. That looks amazing.
Honestly, Oni, that was some amazing skill right there.
Kick ass, because it was like twice her size. It printed out wrong, but she did a great job with that. Everyone did a great job. We did it in 2 different countries, 5 different states, and it's about I would say 2 minutes of your time. So go check that out. It's on our the Lagging Out playlist. It's the 5th one down. Please check that out. It has Oni as the thumbnail. So
yep. So just to recap on our trivia, how many Grand Theft Auto games have been released?
Too many. I agree with
5, B 15, and C 13.
69.
The answer is coming soon.
69. Don't forget our Twitch clips. That's an old one.
Yeah, hardcore Twitch clips, guys. We don't have enough views on this, and it is funny as fuck.
It totally is. And also, we have a new one too that dropped. So
Amazing.
I could put the link in the chat as soon as I get to it.
So, I love how Badger designed this slide. I put a funny topic out there. We will be interviewing Eric D. July again.
What?
Yes, we will be.
How
And
come I
this
didn't
is
know
going
about
to be
that?
Because you need to pay attention.
this is the second time we have interviewed him, hence the return of the king. I would like to
Wow.
chill for him a little bit. This right here is a shoebox, quote unquote, used to store comics. And I have 2 of his comics in here, ISOM 1 and ISOM 2. It will soon have a foil limited edition version of Alpha Core issue 1. He is a musician, comic book artist and writer, the founder of the Rippaverse, and he has recruited several greats from the mainstream comic book industry to work with him, including the great Chuck Dixon, Gabriel El Taib, and the Soski sisters. I can't remember their name. I apologize. I am terrible with pronouncing names too, but they are very, very popular. And I actually recently watched an interview he did with them, and they are a joy to watch because they are both absolutely hilarious.
His
yes,
arms are almost as big as mine.
His arms are as big as your thighs, sir.
Welcome to the gun show, bitches.
Yes. So this is Chieftain doing his best impression of Eric July, if you were looking at him a second ago. The man does not own a shirt with sleeves.
We always give. He must like coming on our show because, like, he can deal with it, and it's probably like good that like there's not a lot of like attacking of him. Like he's used to like shielding off jerks all day long.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah, he's got a 2D. He's got some of his 2D stuff there. It's almost as good as my stuff, but I'm gonna say it looks pretty darn good.
I like that. July open carries with those guns.
Right. That's something I almost wanted to hear audibly.
Yes. So I'm excited. Oni, are you excited?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I think a lot has happened in the almost year since we first were introduced. So I think there will be some very good discussions regarding his experiences since then, what with more products, more experience, more feedback. And I want to say this not because it needs to be said. A lot of growth. His team has not only risen to the occasion, but they've been able to grow the number of teams and their locations for distribution.
Mm-hmm.
And in a time where it's very common to hear that people don't want to work or it's hard to get staffing, there are people who are so dedicated to the cause of putting out a good product, of standing by what you believe in and running a good business on good values, regardless of the fucking politics, regardless of what the product is. He is employing people. That is fucking important in a time like this.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone loves to see the hard work pay off. But I think a lot of us really just want to see good people get their rewards. And he is a small business that is doing good things for good people. And it's really great to see.
Maya, did you have any input? I don't know if you got to see our interview with him.
Yeah, so I barely started hanging out here when that happened. I had only caught the tail end of that that show, so I don't have a lot of information or knowledge of it. So
Well,
yeah.
since I'm going to, I'm going to put a cheap plug in here. Chieftain recently finished editing and uploading that entire interview. If you're interested in checking it out on
Oh yeah,
YouTube,
absolutely.
Heath actually edited that one.
Keith
Alright.
edited it. But I also just another side note. Despite the fact that the campaign for Alpha Core 1 is going on currently, they just broke 1 million in sales on the
That's
pre-order
amazing.
campaign.
That must have been today.
Well, it was within the last few days. I haven't been tracking it as closely as I should have, having made that statement. He also is a part of a band, Backwards, and I actually took the time to go and check out their stuff. It sounds great. He also mentioned at the end of ISOM 1 in the actual comic itself, he actually was mentioning that Backwards was going to start producing material again, making music again, because apparently they'd been on a hiatus.
No.
So I'd say probably, I hate to say it this way, but I think we will have less and less opportunities to interview with this guy because he's a busy dude.
Maybe he's coming on to saying he's gonna hire us.
That would be great. What do you think, Soda?
Oh, I can't wait to ask him sports questions. Since I never get to talk about sports, so talk shit about his Rangers.
Yeah, they won the World Series, an actual Texas team that actually didn't cheat the win.
Oh my
That's a
God,
good
here
thing.
we go.
Mojo, welcome back.
What's up, Mojo? We are on Kick too, guys, so make sure you just hit us a follow on Kick. It's kick.com/lagging-out. I'm hanging out in there by myself. It looks like there's only one viewer in there, and it's me. And also, we're on YouTube as well. I'm talking to myself on both those outlets, and I'm starting to respond to myself, kind of like Johnny Depp in the third Pirates movie. So Dead Men Don't Tell No Tales, I think it was. But
It's weird
Don't
though,
tell no
'cause,
tales.
like, we can have people in here and it doesn't show up. See?
yeah,
Yeah. My counter at the top of my screen right now shows 12, but I feel like that's a lie.
I
Nope,
think
now it
there's
says
more
13.
than that. There's got to be 1,200 in here.
I know, right?
Yeah, they just don't let us have all the viewers.
So, before we move on, Chieftain, any final words on this particular teaser?
I just want to give a shout out to Rogue Raven for being so diligent and talking to Faye. Their booking agent with our booking agent, and she did all the hard work for this. So I think she should get a lot of the credit for it.
100%.
And
Miss that lady. I need her to come back in here so that she can pick on us again.
Yes, like I said, I'm coming back from SeaWorld. It's like, is that? I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, it was something
Is that what we call hookups now?
Is that what we call hookups
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
It's like,
that's exactly.
I told her I was in the splash zone. I just get them.
Beware of
Yeah,
those
you
dolphins. I've heard dolphins are very, very dangerous.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, they're the only other mammal that has sex for pleasure.
But they
boy.
also will do some heinous, horrible things. They also kill sharks for funsies.
Good.
Although you can also argue, well, shark liver has a lot of healthy fats that they need. No, they just fucking play with the corpse.
Orcas
Might
actually
even-
kill sharks too. So
What?
Yeah.
And
orcas,
dolphins.
killer whales,
I'm aware. I'm very aware.
apex predator.
Yeah, that's why it's called killer whale. But also
dolphin.
it would spread. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm
I'm-
good. No, I'm gonna say anything.
Flipper for the win.
No, go ahead. I wasn't saying it. You're good.
I was just
Willy?
gonna say that. Pretty sure dolphins also commit necrophilia, so have fun with that.
That's gross.
Oh, it's horrifying.
That's awesome.
So,
Something
on
so
to the
So long
next
and
one.
thanks for all the fish.
Yeah. So
We watched this, I think, last week.
Yes.
Yep.
Or was it the week before that? I don't remember.
It always makes me laugh whenever I see
Damn
a giant crimson chin looking motherfucker.
it! Gotta find my
You
button.
know, I just realized what Alpha Core reminds me of. It
Hydra?
reminds me a little bit. It
He
reminds me
kind
of
of looks like Joe. I mean, Chief.
Good lord.
it reminds me of Invincible, the series on Amazon Prime. It gives me those feels like the
Look, it's
quality.
Chief. He made that character after Chief. I'm telling you.
Well, the thing is that that
Look.
is a very common animation style here in America.
Maybe
I personally despise it.
Hmm.
I understand that.
I find it bland, lacking in character, and so generic. However, I could also say the same thing about what's considered this Cal Arts animation style as well. I think that when you start
Garbage.
getting into styles that are mirroring each other or replicating each other, it just becomes more noise.
Come at me, I fucking dare you.
For example, it's a similar animation style as Avengers Assemble, the cartoon. It's supposed to be a blend of realistic with comic style, but the problem is all the line weight is the same. The way the characters move is essentially just copied and pasted. And I understand it's for ease of animation, so you can crank out more episodes.
It's done in flash in betweens. That's probably the style it's kind of off-putting to some people.
But it has no soul to me. So,
No depth
for example,
of personality.
Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. The character designs were based for a younger audience, but the line weights were different. You could see that it was almost like looking at a comic, which I thought was great. It's partly why certain anime don't vibe with certain people, because it all looks the fucking same. And then you get those few and you're like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. Like Berserk. Why does Berserk stand so far apart with others? Part of it's because of the story. And
Bloody as fuck.
And part of it is because of the way it is portrayed. Every line has intention. And if you're going to spend time animating the damn thing, you might want to fucking pay attention to that. It should matter. You're not just animating, you're not just making things move. Give it a soul, give it a purpose. Tell the story through the motions. I mean, that would be like an actor taking on the character and then just acting the same as they typically would. Look at Neil Newbin with how he portrayed Astarion. He did not act the same way. He does not sound the same. You know, he doesn't. That's a very different accent that he's portraying. He becomes that character. Why would animation be any different? So I do see the resemblance between the animation styles. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan.
How dare you?
I just would rather have more variety in the line work. It's always bothered me because that is the standard here in America. But Japan isn't much better because most of their shit looks the same too. Now, yes, Demon Slayer is different. I'm not as huge of a fan of some of the story. I think it came together really fast and mostly at the end. But I understand certain things take time. It's a process. You kind of have to stumble and falter every once in a while. And it wasn't really. It's not a story meant for me. I am probably not the target audience, and that's okay. That is absolutely okay.
Yeah, the East and West definitely have different styles that they really hold on to. But yeah, that makes sense. Okay, what is this slide about?
It's Modern Warfare 3, sir.
Baby.
Oh, is that what I couldn't see it because of the big giant thing in the middle of it. Oh, okay, I can read it now. That text is so stretched out. That's go back in there, change the spacing and the scaling's off, and then you can resubmit that for mastery. So
there you go, Badger. That's your assignment for next week.
They're joking.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Joking.
It's okay, Badger. Just remember, it's Call of Duty. It's not even fucking worth it.
That's true. But I will be streaming that with Hatter soon. So you might want to check that out on this channel and watch me scream and cry and go 2-20. But yeah, Modern Warfare 3 is out, and the fans have started complaining for the 21st year in a row.
Yeah, bad.
Well, let's
Complaining,
see.
it's like the circle for Cowboys fans. Have high hopes, looks good the first couple of months, complain at the end, and then get Modern Warfare 4 and 5 and 6.
Right.
And
They ain't
continue.
complaining at the end this time, though. They're complaining at the front end.
If you want
Yeah.
comedy, go read the stream review or Steam review. Like,
Oh my
it's
god.
comedy gold.
So, allow me to predict what the fans
What the
fans are
fans
complaining.
flaking doing?
What are the fans complaining about? Campaign length,
Last year.
reskin of every gun, reskin of every map. Physics are the exact same. The game engine is the exact same. Prestige process is annoying. Am I hitting all the high points yet?
Yep, and then cheap them spending $100 on it and playing it 3 times.
Ouch. They did skip a year, actually. That was last year.
So it was
No,
last
they
year.
were supposed to, but I don't think they did.
They always have November releases for.
Yeah,
Call of
but
Duty.
remember there was a year where they said we're not coming out with a Call of Duty game, and the
That was
internet
this
rejoiced.
year. That was this year, and they put the one out. I think.
No,
anyway.
that was last
I
year.
think you're right. I just don't remember what year it was.
Because I
You
think
said
I read
what?
a review that said something like that. Like said the
Give me a
reviews were
second.
comedy gold.
Oh, I'm sure they were. I'm fucking sure they were.
I mean,
They're
I
like,
read
I'm-
one that was like, I'd rather stick my head up a donkey's ass and have somebody twiddling my
that-
butthole or something like that
See?
to play
Wow.
Now that is good writing. That is some good fucking
That's
writing.
good.
Oh, it went on though. It went on for like, I mean, it had a good like full paragraph, like a proper full paragraph. It was great.
That is someone with a good fucking mastery, a firm grasp of the language, if you will.
Creative writing 101.
That
It
is
was very creative. I think I was reading it the other day on Discord, and they were like, "What the fuck you talking?" Like, this is what they said about
That is
Modern Warfare
art.
3.
You should just read the
So-
reviews now.
When
Oh, God.
when I was talking about the
if
length
I can
of the
find that one.
campaign,
Yeah.
what I was actually referring to was the lack of length of the campaign. And if you see me
Yeah.
looking off to one side, it's because that's the screen that you guys are all on. I'm sorry.
Hero likes a lot of length.
Well,
Yes, a campaign should be nice and lengthy with substance.
And girthy.
I'm throwing you a bone here, Soda, and you're just not biting, bro.
He's literally
I'm-
throwing
I'm-
you a bone.
I am looking for this one that I was talking about, this review.
Hi, Daddy.
And over here, Sasha's just like, what the fuck?
He's like, did they say bone? Someone say bone.
I know
Anyways,
they're negative. They have like mostly negative right now. 15,000
Yes.
negative
Ooh.
reviews. So
Are they just hate? Are they just hate?
They're
reviewing?
hating on it, and it's not a hate boner this time. It's
And,
legitimate criticism. The campaign allegedly is only 3 hours long.
That's
Yes.
stupid.
Wow.
You
yeah,
know
they
why?
were really
Yeah.
incredibly short, not good.
They've always been known for having short campaigns for Call of Duty games. That's never been really a secret. Like 10 hours is pretty
Yeah.
lacking.
I
when
must
it-
suck because it took me like a long time to go through their campaigns.
It's just a matter of like looking at these games. Like the campaign modes have never really been that long. It's just like you're especially coming. That's probably not a fair assessment coming from somebody like me who's used to investing 300 hours in a game.
Yeah, we don't want to do that as Call of Duty players. We want to get through it, get the unlocks, and then put that in the PvP or Nazi
Yeah,
zombies or that
Drop
sort of thing. It's
into
like,
the competitive gameplay with multiplayer.
give me
and
my
all that.
shit so I can go pwn some tryhards. So
God, I wish I could find this review. I don't even.
and then
know
go on Christmas and have my Christmas noob spectacular and kill all the people that just get the game. I love that. But,
Okay,
what screenshotted it.
I have some information. It might be a little sketchy, so I apologize if I'm skimming it and missing some details. This is from a website called videogameschronicle.com, written the 22nd of February 2022. The title is Call of Duty will reportedly skip an annual release for the first time in nearly 20 years. 2023's game will reportedly be pushed back following the poor sales of Vanguard.
So this is still the 2023 game, and instead of pushing it back and completing the campaign, they decided to just push it out like a fucking polished turd.
And one of the paragraphs says, it was recently officially confirmed that this year's Call of Duty will released will be a sequel to 2019's Modern Warfare reboot. Developed by Infinity Ward, Activision is also working on a new iteration of Battle Royale game, Warzone.
Yeah, Warzone Battle Royales, yep.
Maybe you should have fucking released the game.
There's a bunch of people talking about, too, they played for like 100 hours, randomly get banned. Permanently banned, unable
Whoa,
to.
that
Yeah.
sucks.
This guy has
That's
100 hours.
So it's a reboot of a sequel of a reboot?
Data manipulation.
No, the correct way to word that, Badger, is it is a sequel of a reboot.
I'll have fun. Yeah.
Kind of like what Marvel needs to do. But
I would argue that they need to rest the franchise for about 5 to 10 years before they consider doing that reboot, but they won't listen to me.
Call my stream to 12 days of camping. That would be fucking awesome. do. It's like Elf on the Shelf, except for like you have to find a camper.
Cheap on the
Cheap on the street.
Oh.
Beef with
That's called decomposing.
I was in a TikTok chat, and there was 3 people were in there. They're snipers. So I'm like, you bitches are not snipers. You're goddamn campers, and you should go be playing Battlefield if you want to shoot a sniper from across the map, because those maps are made for snipers, not Call of Duty where it's fast twitch game where you have to shoot from the hip and kill people like it's the old west. That's how those games are played. And they're like, no, I'm gonna sit back. I'm like, no, you're a bitch with your little Barrett hiding in the back, playing not even playing the objective and killing people when you're supposed to be grabbing a flag. You're not doing anything in the back of your own spawn, nowhere near a flag. Do better. And you should hear Hatter. Hatter goes off. And when Hatter gets mad, he starts getting kill streaks. I told you about the 99 kill story, right? He was almost 100 kills, and my brother goes in front of him with a slow motion and hits him with a headshot with a handgun. And he's like, it like happened in slow motion the way he described it. He's like, no. But yeah, I can't. It's all about the flavor of the month is battle royale in that game. It's not about campaigns anymore. They want to go into battle royale. They want to do Nazi zombies or zombies, which is complete. Like they created they kind of like what they did with Marvel. They actually created a story with it. So now it's not just killing zombies. Now it's like you have to grab shit. So it's annoying.
But it's been a freaking cohesive story for a really long time. It's just another one of those. Well, you're right. They did what they did, just like what Marvel did. Is they created a cohesive story, and then they ran out of story to tell, and they don't have a plan, but they're still trying to keep it going.
Right.
Then stop telling the fucking story. Close the fucking book. It's done. They're in the fucking casket. It's over. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're carrying the corpse, people are gonna look at you funny.
I think if I
come at me, I fucking dare you.
I think Oni's right. You paying $60 for the game every year, it's your fault. It's a good point.
Thank you. Because you're giving the money.
Yes.
So of course they're gonna keep fucking making it.
Because every time they promise, oh, it's going to be better. It's going to be better. It's going to be better. It never is.
Has anybody checked on Moby and it starts
Oh my god.
It doesn't get better. That's what they tell you to keep you coming back.
Badger has a great
Give us more money so we can make something better next time. No.
I can't remember his name. Mercs. He plays a lot of Call of Duty. He's a
Nick Mercs.
player. Nick Mercs, yeah. So he spends $100 for a game. He makes that back in 5 minutes.
Well, he does, but not everybody else.
You're right.
Not me. I have to sit in there hundreds of hours and have like identify as a woman and have implants, and then I can make the $60 back. But I mean, that's a lot to
Maybe.
go. backwards
Maybe.
for. Yeah, it's like I
I
was
feel
watching
like
Bears
I
play,
feel
and
like
she's-
Sasha has something she wants to say
Yeah,
now.
go ahead, Sasha.
No, I'm just laughing because it's enjoyable. I have actually nothing to say about this because I don't play Modern Warfare. I have no
Neither do
interest
I.
in Modern Warfare. I don't know anyone that plays it except Chief, so like I'm just enjoying the banter.
Yeah, she
Ah.
her and Soto just laugh at me playing. They're like,
I
just,
do. That's my
I
favorite
have
They-
time
before
of the
when you
giggle.
day.
have played.
That's
They
my favorite
giggle
time
at
of the
me.
day.
It's
I was
Gazoo,
smart.
what the fuck?
I
Chief
stopped
in this.
playing back in Modern Warfare 2, so in my 20s somewhere, I got smart. I'm like, nah, too old for this shit.
No, I'm part of that abusive relationship, like that guy that says, "I'm not going to cheat on you again, I swear," and then they cheat on you again. That's kind of like how the Call of Duty game is. It's like, it's going to be great this year, I swear, and it's just disappointing. It's like, you have to December to make that decision. Otherwise, I'm not going to give you any more chances on this game. And
I'm
then-
gonna be honest. The last time I enjoyed Call of Duty and Battlefield.
playing
Well,
with
last
Chief.
time I enjoyed Battlefield was Battlefield 2.
Yeah.
The last time I enjoyed a Call of Duty was, I believe, Black Ops 2.
That's been a couple of years.
That's the one I beta tested. That's why it's better. I beta tested that and sent them 3 pages of notes. That was Treyarch, right?
that time
That's
that I
what
played
didn't put in. That's why I
Black
didn't
Ops,
put it.
that time that I played Black Ops 2, I had just gotten my Xbox 360. The only time that I have owned a
Back in my
Microsoft
day, I had the
The only-
360 and
the only time that I own
it was my tube
a
television.
Xbox. And
Just out of the army.
actually, I was just in the army. It was at my first duty station.
I was fixing a diesel engine. And...
No, that was my wife.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just not getting anything right tonight. But trying to be funny. I'm not.
Wow, Badger! As much of a joke as that is correct.
He was a weed. He was a weetard.
Hey,
I had a
it's
Wii.
good.
I had a Wii as well. So
Where to go?
Take notes, kids. That's going to be a trivia question in the next year or so.
Did
Mhm.
Chief have a Wii?
I had
Did it
one.
ever work?
What was the last Nintendo product that Chieftain owned?
And a harder question.
Oh, we're
was
talking
on-
about Nintendo products. Wow, I got that wrong.
But yeah, you were. But that was probably the last game, the Xbox 360, and then the Red Ring of Death got to you, and then that was the end of your.
No, actually, I never had a problem with the Red Ring of Death. Actually, I'm pretty sure that my 360 still works. Gave it away to somebody that was a good friend, but turned into an absolute piece of shit. And
Sorry.
yeah,
I would say you
I
gave it to
regret.
Chief?
I regret my act of kindness. But anyways, it had Perfect Dark on it.
Ooh.
Yes,
Oh,
it had
that's
Perfect Dark on it.
tragic.
It also had the revival of Double Dragon. It was called
Oh.
Double Dragon
wow.
Neo. And what else was on that? Was it Dead Island? Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
So basically, this thing had all the good shit, and it just shat the bed.
Well, no, it didn't shit the bed. It was given away in kindness, and my kindness was shat upon. Anyways. So, thank you to our boosters. Nitro boost us in Discord. It helps us, it helps our Discord be better, but
Gooder.
doesn't
gooder.
doesn't really benefit us. I just realized.
We get more sound bits. Come on.
And you can play games with other people in Discord.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but I think it would be cool if people actually supported us in ways that actually supported us.
Wow.
That
Anyways.
support us.
Yeah, check out our Discord. Our Nitro boosters are Soda Pop, Hypernova, The Mariner, Ezreal, Storm Wolf Song, The OG Prophet, and Tyrann Death.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
I don't
Thank
see
you.
Hero. I don't see G.
I'm not on there.
I don't like spending money on something that I don't think will cause us gain.
Wow.
Not
I mean, have
point.
you seen what Discord's been doing? Why would he spend money on that?
Yeah, that's another thing. I was trying to get Discord working with my video, with my virtual cam, and it was not cooperating.
What are you doing wrong?
Obviously, something was being done wrong.
You have to go in a certain sequence in order for it to work.
And I was
That's
What is
the
he supposed to do?
problem.
Have foreplay with Discord? That's stupid.
Hell yeah.
Actually, it kind of does amount to that.
Too. Unfortunately, only like you have to do that with Streamlabs in.
Yeah.
You have to open up Streamlabs first before you do anything. It's a giant pain in the ass.
It really was, and I was going through the sequence.
You kind of have to be like Fonzie. You kind of have to kick the jukebox for it to work. That's what it feels. That's what it feels like when.
No. Kicking the jukebox to work. No, that's just common sense. That's just brute forcing your way to make it work. What you're describing is I need to finesse because the program's delicate. The program needs me to be gentle. No, bitch, we got shit to do. Let's go.
The program wants to be wined, dined, and
69?
once its fiddly bits touched. I can't believe I just said that.
It's like my second girlfriend. I had to spend like $500 before I can get anywhere.
Well,
Look on Sasha's face is priceless right now. She's trying not to laugh so hard.
Sorry, I can't help it. Sometimes it just happens.
She's like, I want to make a comment, but no.
Right.
You go to Streamlabs. Yeah.
I can make a comment about that, but we're not going to.
Right.
Just
Oh, Gazoo. Actually, Soda is right about the entertainment industry, but not everybody is off strikes yet. I think the automotive industry just finished their strikes, but now the barista industry is striking or pretending to. The Starbucks union, which doesn't have hardly any members, is currently on strike, but Starbucks is still operating because the baristas that work in Starbucks aren't actually part of the Starbucks union. I'm sorry. I went down a rabbit hole because people were talking about strikes, and I came across a union that I thought was actually a big deal. They're not a big deal. They have like a few thousand members, and they went on strike on this major day, and they want better treatment. They want more safety measures. They want more people working in the stores and better pay. And meanwhile, Starbucks is like, yeah, the amount of people striking right now maybe affects about 2% of our stores.
And the things that Starbucks had to, for their own sake, shut down locations from places that they had been in since the beginning as some of their first stores, because of riots and things that had happened in that city that were still going on.
Yeah.
Which, of course, affected the local populace because not only could they not get their coffee, people weren't getting employed.
So,
but it was so unsafe that they just, no one in their right mind would have done that. And either they would have had to hire security, which would put more people in danger because who's to say the security's armed? Willing to bet they wouldn't be. But again, that's what happens. The last time I heard of a strike that I was like, damn, they deserve it. And then they got fucking shafted with the railroad union. The railroad worker strike, that broke my heart. Because they were just asking from what seemed to me to be a very reasonable response. And the federal fucking government was not helping them either. Which I find absolutely fucking hilarious in the worst possible way. I mean, Yahtzee tried to strike, but then they came to terms pretty quick. And I am not sure if the video game strike is going on or will be going on. Since it's almost Thanksgiving, I don't know if they've got really a lot of time to do that.
I think they're about to vote on that if they haven't already.
I know they voted on that like early October. They wanted to strike,
You're right.
but they, I guess, hadn't decided on a day.
I think the terms were, or the phrasing used was, we're voting to see if we will authorize a strike, and then the strike was authorized if the studios mentioned in the strike did not come to an agreement ahead of time. And I haven't heard anything about it since. But yeah, but back at that mention of the Starbucks stores shutting down, a lot of those stores shut down because towns and cities that they were in weren't prosecuting criminals unless they stole in excess of a certain amount of money. So I can't fault them for closing them down. Anyways, this slide here, yeah, check us out on these social media sites. This is where we are. We're all over the place. That nice shiny logo.
Shit. We're all over.
we got this nice shiny logo in the middle of our screen here.
Ooh,
it's done by the it's done by the nice and skilled Soda.
Nice. What?
Yeah.
I got a master's in graphic design.
He made this nice and perfectly centered. Can't you see it? Even though he hates center justifying
it.
That's how cheap one of it was. Fucking his impact font. Blah, 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 blah,
the wrong impact font. It's too thin. You got to make 120. You have to make 120 thickness on it.
Sorry.
You got to make the black. You got to make the.
Pay for.
You got to make the black background of the logo transparent so that we could see the shield in the background.
I sent him the AI file, so he has the AI.
I do have the AI file somewhere.
Where can I buy that NFT? We will not besmirch or soil our great name with something as sinful as NFTs.
We'll put it on a shirt if you guys want it on a shirt. We'll just like we need to get like 5 people that want it in order to put it on a shirt though. So like if you go into our Discord chat, on the bottom there is a link. Join our Discord chat and say, hey, I would like a shirt. Can you please add it to your store? We'll add it on the store for you. How about that? We need at least 5 people interested. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth our time to do it because they only get like $2 per shirt, and shirts are $15. So, but we'll do that for you guys. If you guys really, really want the shirt, we'll do that for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be amazing. It'd be huge. It'd be great. It'd be the first shirt, the first shirt that Soda's done for Laggin Out. He does a lot of great graphics. It ain't fake news.
You know, we're about to end this off with a really good topic. I mean, by really good, I mean we're about to set fire to an absolutely idiotic take. We're about to make so much fucking fun of this dude. It's going to be great. I mean,
maybe you are. I might defend it.
I will laugh. I will laugh.
Don't sing it. Bring it.
All right.
Keep waving your fingers in my face. I'll fucking bite them off and feed them to you.
This guy is the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, and if that name sounds familiar to you, that company name sounds familiar to you, it probably should, because they actually were awarded or received a couple of awards from us at the Tri-Bars, being
yes, they did.
One of the best developers at the time. And
good callback there, Hero.
This
great callback.
Guy, well, let's just say he really stepped in the shit. He really stuck his foot in his mouth.
And then in the shit, and then back.
Pretty flexible.
Yeah. I think he kept chewing all the way up to his ass cheek even. Please don't. Oh God, I'm disgusted. But anyways, this guy basically says that gamers should pay hourly for their video games.
Well,
Now,
they should pay hourly.
yes, they should pay hourly for their video game entertainment. Now, I will say that he definitely made a good, sound, logical argument, but that doesn't mean that it was valid, in my opinion. He made this logical argument where he compared entertainment in hours from movies to entertainment in hours from video games. So he says a movie is 2.5 hours of your time, and you get 2.5 hours of entertainment, and you pay this much money to go for a matinee ticket, blah, 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 something like $18. And he's like, now you compare that to the $70 that you pay for an 80-hour or 100-hour video game that you invest like 80 or 100 hours in. The rates are vastly different. You're paying more per hour for a movie that you go and watch than you are for a video game that you play for hundreds of hours.
This guy's a jerk.
Yeah.
And he
fucking
said
idiot.
that, and he was basically proposing hourly, you paying hourly for the amount of hours that you invest in a video game.
It's like the video games.
I think
cost
I've
like
made my
$80
opinion. I think I've made my opinion of this shithead well known. I want to start things off with Sasha. What do you think?
There's so much I think about this. Generally speaking, I think that's just a terrible idea. Number one, for those of us that are artists, it's very hard to, and I do consider video games a form of art.
Who doesn't?
And so, but my point is that as an artist, it's very hard to sell your work for what it actually costs you in time and materials. When I sell my work, I'm not making anywhere close to what it's actually worth. My time, my money spent on materials, all that stuff, not even close. Because no one's going to pay X amount for this piece. There's just no way it would sell. And, you know, I don't know. The rage inside of me right now, because I'm like, I can't see how you could even reasonably propose something like this and expect people to be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. Because no, they're not. Most people don't have that kind of money, especially going back to what Cheryl said, for those of us who invest like 300 plus hours into a game, I'm not paying for that. I don't have that kind of money. And I am not poor by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't have that kind of money to spend on games like that because I like to spend time in games. I like to explore all the things and do all the things and everything. I'm not paying that much money for a game. Not going to happen. I will find better ways to spend my money. But it's just, you know, when you think about kids who are playing these games and the parents who use devices and stuff to babysit their kids, you know, are they going to be able to afford this now? It's just, I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like it's completely unreasonable and it's dumb. And so years and years ago, I lived in England, and back in those days, and this was in the 90s, mind you, you had to pay in your house by the minute for phone calls. Everyone did.
Oh,
and
it was that way here in America too.
Right.
Yeah,
and
cell phones.
Yeah, so this was before cell phone days. And so it was very expensive to make calls to people, even for a few minutes, because it was so expensive to be on a telephone. And when the internet first came out there, we had, you know, landlines that we connected through and modems, or modems, and you were still being charged for internet at the time. And when I was married to my now ex-husband, he got very hooked on the internet and would spend several hours a day online until one day, and that's his entertainment. One day, at the end of the month, we got a $700 phone bill. And because they charge you by the minute, and I cannot see anyone willingly paying that much money for just a month of like 2 to 3 hours a day playing, $700. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. I refuse. I think I feel the same way. So that's my 2 cents.
I'm going to change it up a little bit and kick it over to Oni.
I know what he's doing, which is twofold. He's obviously catering to the business side of things, while also pot, which will bring attention to him. However, going back to a previous comment of people who can't read a fucking room, the problem with that is, although yes, any publicity is good publicity, and well, you know, you don't have to buy it, you're pissing off your intended clientele, the people who are paying you the money.
Yep.
This is what we tend to call in business a poor decision. Video games are a commodity. They are not a necessity for life. And in times like this, when money's fucking tight, inflation is really fucking bad for a lot of families. Some people were barely scraping by as it was. And now you're saying that their one fucking outlet, oh, I'm gonna put that at risk. I would love to hear how many will ever come back to your company to purchase a video game. Because when you insult them and tell them that my work is worth more than yours, and you will pay me no matter what I think, regardless of the reasons why that money's being paid, how that money's being paid outside of legalities, obviously, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. From a business side, makes perfect sense. Get the most bang for your buck. The problem is that is not how it functions. You're trying to make you're saying you want to make a change that is so drastic it will cause immediate backlash that your company may or may not be able to recover from. But on top of that, I don't even think he's a gamer. So what besides owning a business and having his golden parachute regardless, vested interest does he have?
Yeah.
If he had any respect for the industry that he is now a part of, if he had any respect for his customers, he would never have said that shit, and it certainly never would have made it online or in a public space or have been recorded anywhere. This is again one of those moments of people don't really figure out public relations until they need it, and by then it's probably too late.
Yeah.
So, good luck. I eagerly await watching the piranha come in when they've smelled the blood in the water.
Yep.
Gamers,
blood caused by his own firearm.
Gamers, do not
Hubris.
fucking buy into this shit. Put your money where you fucking want. If someone doesn't earn your money, don't give it to them. I don't care that this is
Give us some fucking money.
I don't care that this is just a hobby. This is your hobby. This is your time. This is how you want to spend it. Make it worth your fucking while. You deserve that much. You are worth at least that much. If you're spending your money on a non-necessity, you should feel joy when you do it. Not shame or guilt or whatever the fuck this prick is doing.
Come at me, I fucking dare you.
Good. That's why you do your hobby. Don't give money to people like this who have no vested interest in what you think. That's why we keep lifting and uplifting indie developers. Because they understand if they want to be making money, they should understand what the client wants, what the customer wants. What's the goal? Who are you trying to attract? What's going to make it? It won't be big at first, but if you earn the trust, respect, and loyalty of those people, that will be worth far more than just the pennies and cents you put in. But people like him who are so far up their own asses and so far up the chain, they are so far removed, have no respect for this. And they will never understand.
I agree. Soda said he.
Mojo, you're dangerous.
I'm mentioning the type of video game I want to develop and kick, but I'm not going to put it in the Twitch chat. I put it in the kick chat. So anyways, but
I wanna who should pick it up from here? Oni seems to have played her anger out a little bit.
Yeah,
Kidding, by the way.
viable. That and anger comes from a real part where everyone agrees with her.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought when I initially saw this slide, my first gut feeling, because I heard news about Kick paying streamers per hour, because that is also a story.
That seems awesome.
She's part of the beta for that. Of course, because she gets like tens of thousands of views, so she gets a lot of those opportunities. So she's in the ground floor with that. But this guy, he can go pound sand. I mean, that's all I'm gonna have to say about that.
Idiot.
But as far as paying a gamer per hour to play on a particular streaming site, I think that's not a bad idea. Depending on how many views you get and stuff like that, it seems like for smaller streamers, it would be some sort of
honestly
revenue.
That would be cool. That I could get behind.
Yeah, but this guy, if he's got testicles left, or he sold them for this stupid ass idea, he's an idiot, and I can't really say anything more than
What an idiot.
iterated. But yeah, Soda.
Kind of with everybody on this one, but I mean, if it depends. Do we get the game? Like, do we download it and okay, $9.99, you get to play for 2 hours, or is it like?
So what I think he's going for is, let's say a movie for 2.5 hours is, I don't know what a matinee is off the top of my head.
$10.
But let's say 18. Let's say $18, depending on where you are in the country, for 2 hours. So that's what, $9 an hour. So you're going to pay $9 an hour for 100 hours of gameplay.
But what if the game sucks and you want to spend?
So let's say that this game is rated at 100 hours to complete, and you got to spend $900.
See, that wouldn't.
Upfront?
No, see, I don't agree with that. No.
And then there's something else somebody else was pitching. Maybe he's talking about like how many, like you pay for it like a subscription service. Oh, I'm gonna pay for every hour I play, and they're gonna clock me online.
But
my
that would
logged in
also
time
screw
online.
most of us, because how many of us have stuff, like Diablo, for example, I might go off and do something, teach school, do something, and it's running.
And
in
you're
the
still
background.
logged in.
Yeah, I mean, and considering the 8,000 hours just in Diablo 3 alone, I'd be a broke ass motherfucker. So, like, in fact, I think they should pay us after a certain amount to play their damn game.
Yeah, I agree. Oni, what's up?
Sir, I just wanted to add this because I'm not really I don't game very much, and when I do, it's certainly not online. I play alone because I'm horrible at video games, and I don't like people. If I purchase a game, especially if it's a physical copy of a game, I own that game. I'll be damned if anyone tries to tell me I have a limit on how much I can game. Welcome to being an adult 101. I make the fucking rules. I'm not going to be told by some faceless corporation you can only play your game X amount of hours. Bitch, I own this shit. It's mine now. Fuck off.
According to the Nielsen family, she is an adult.
I'm a family of one.
Yeah, a family of one. Now, Oni, just because this has come up recently within like the last year or two, how would you feel about your government telling you how long you're allowed to play video games?
Okay, I'm
like
gonna say
say
the same thing.
China.
I'm gonna say the same thing I said earlier. No, I do what the fuck I want. You do not dictate to me where, how, when, or what I do when I spend my time doing whatever the fuck I'm gonna spend my time doing. Which is why I don't live in a dictatorship like China. For a lot of multiple fucking reasons. No! Guess what? If your child is playing video games too much, take your child off the video games. Be the parent. Do not let the government be the parent for your child. Because when that child winds up reporting you to the police because you had a thought crime, you have no one to blame but yourself. Raise your child. Or
Come at me, I
someone will
fucking
raise
dare
them
you.
for you. And you won't like how they raise your child. Which is why
Come
I
at me, I
don't
fucking
like
dare you.
why I don't like the internet being used as an excuse to raise children.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't interact
true.
with them, if you don't make those
Pornhub.
bonds, you have no one to blame but yourself when they put you in a retirement home or go, well, I just don't care about you because you just stuck me in front of the internet. But I'm your parent. That doesn't mean shit. You need to earn that. Now, yes, I'm saying this from a position of a non-parent person. However, seeing it happen more and more, really fucking worrying. I got lucky. I have really, really loving parents. Because they were there. They interacted with Badger and I every fucking day. Even when they were tired, even when shit was hard, they made an effort to be invested in us, regardless of what was going on or not. That is what the children will remember and carry on with them. Not everybody fucking gets that. I got lucky.
So
And
oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, please.
No, I was just gonna say, because you make a really good point as a non-parent, because I'm also a non-parent. But
What?
Not for
from
long.
a psychological point of view, which is my background, I've actually been reading a lot of studies about this. When parents who are letting devices raise their children, those children cannot cope, they cannot function, they have a much higher rate of failure to launch, if you know what that is. And it's because they're not being stimulated by face-to-face interaction and like physical touch, because devices don't offer that. It just keeps them busy now your parents' hair. So again, back to your point, you're bringing this on yourself by doing that. So stop it. If you don't want your kids to be crazy and psychopaths, spend time with them and hold their hand or something.
They're not
Be parents.
sociable.
Yeah, they're not. They don't know how to interact with anyone, and like they can't handle any kind of problem. They can't problem solve. You know, it's this whole other range of issues that's literally affecting their brains.
We go through that with our jobs, Soda, I, and yourself. Yep. It's like you can tell the people that were babysat by a digital device opposed to the people that, I don't know, weren't. And I say this all the time, and I'm not saying this to blow smoke up heroes or OP's ass, but every time I have some sort of veteran or somebody from the military, you tell them once, they fucking do it. They're accountable. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. No, sir. I go, don't call me sir. I work for a living. I go, I should be thanking you. You shouldn't be calling me sir. I was like, but you can tell because they're socialized. And
that's debatable.
People are, every student that I deal with, I'd say 90% of the veterans I work with, or former military, or whatever you call it, for lack of a better term, because I don't know the right terms. I just learned it wasn't had, it's a cap. So I don't claim to be an expert, but she's right. You know, they never heard no, because they never had to deal with the word no. Oni's had to deal with the word no because her mom and dad gave her shit about her. You know, my parents, I heard no all the time, usually at the top of someone's lungs.
Loud family, I can attest to this. Loud family.
So
love them to death, though.
If I cut people off, that's what I was taught in the home. Otherwise, I can get a word in. But she's right. It's like there's 8 billion people in the world, and they don't know how to socialize. So you get more fights in school. You get a teacher getting her ass beat because she took away a Switch game.
Right, yeah.
You get all this crazy shit. Now, is it happening more often? Or is it just being recorded more? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the jury's still out on that one.
Yeah,
I don't remember any dumb shit like that happening when I was in
school. I'm still stuck here looking for the instruction booklet for my 7-year-old child.
Like, yeah, good luck with
this.
that.
This kid is fucking outgoing and sociable as all get out, and she is being raised by 2 parents that don't know how to people.
I don't people well. What are you gonna say, Sasha?
No, you're fine.
I defer.
But have we beat this dude up enough, or do we need to rage and vent a little bit more and make fun of him more for being?
No, I didn't get my hours worked yet.
Well,
Only
you paid her
You paid her for the hour,
$14.99.
yeah. Only paid for
was a
the
good
hour
one.
she wants an ass whipping with that sledgehammer.
I
Hell
want
yeah.
I want to make sure he gets his beating. I paid for this. I better get my money's worth.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're all in agreement. Let's bury this dead horse. It's beaten into a pulp. Watch our funny ass clips. We're apparently
Please.
on TikTok. I cannot attest to this.
We are on
Well.
TikTok. And I dropped some of those clips in there. If you just don't want to do that, you can go to the YouTube channel, check out our shorts, and also check out our videos in there. Our Star Wars videos, awesome. We have two of the funniest clips. There are 2 of 4 that we did over the last year. So that's iteration 4. But in order to understand the second one, you have to watch the first one.
Hey, that's
Check
that
us out on
required
TikTok.
reading.
That's
that
bro.
That's that required reading, just like Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Oh wait, am I allowed to say that now?
It's on the same social media, so
Sexist.
you really don't have to click anywhere else. I hate doing that shit, dude. I wish I would have touched on that. I fucking hate, like, I don't know where the story's fucking going on. I have to watch She-Hulk in order to know a reference of something else, and then I have to watch WandaVision in order to know what the hell's going on with her backstory and what is it? Fusion? What the fuck is her name? The black chick?
Oh,
Photon.
Photon.
Whatever the fuck her name
Which
is. Photon.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong hero name for the wrong. Never mind.
Dumb.
Leave it alone.
It's a dumb name.
Leave
No,
it alone.
Photon was a cool character, and if you know what a photon is, yeah, that actually is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Dumb fucking name. Anyway.
Better than Spider-Man.
Well,
It is.
yeah,
It
I
is better
agree.
than Spider-Man. I agree.
Could've been Spider
Spider-Man's a horrible name. I
Dick
agree.
or something.
Spider-Man is
Anyways,
original.
sucks.
I have to
So,
agree with Tony on that.
Spider
everybody,
balls.
if you like our content and enjoy freaking 4 or 5 Nimrods talking over each other for 3 hours at night, tell your friends.
Yeah, on a Friday when most get your foot out of the fucking camera, you disgusting thing.
I took a shower, literally. Like,
I don't
It's
fucking
okay.
care. This is not that type of show.
That'd be $14.99 for the hour.
$14.99.
And if you like the shirt that I'm wearing tonight, you guys can have one of your own, or you could have one of the Garbage Humans ones. Mariner has the Garbage Human one, and it's really cool.
We also have sweatshirts.
I think the one that Chieftain's
Yes, we
wearing
do.
is vintage and is not officially available anymore. I'm not
It
sure.
is. It's actually available, but the logo's smaller. It's there. It's buried.
Anyways, there's apparently an Oni themed shirt coming soon too, but
Yeah. Oh, I got to do that. That's right.
anyways, back to our trivia, guys. So has everybody had their guesses? I've seen all kinds of random numbers tonight.
Right.
And then one that was like all of the numbers at the same time. I think that
Well,
was Brad.
69.
Cheers to him.
51,000 something. I'm going to say A.
Pretty sure it's C.
It is not
It is not.
a
It's not A. Well, then I'm wrong.
yes.
I asked for a fair day's pay
What the fuck?
after a fair day's work. Then he kind of got a little angry. So I admit, I kind of got a little angry. Did you kill him? What kind of fucking animal do you take me for? No, I didn't kill him. Oh, fuck. But I did kidnap his wife. Oh, no!
Wow.
That's actually really funny. And now that we've gone through this, I now understand the context. Mother flipping.
It's like, oh no, I didn't do that. I did something way worse.
Okay, well, there's your answer, guys.
5 shot.
I'm not used to dedealing with this. So
That's okay.
I
You're
messed
doing
it up.
fine. A round of applause for Hero. Yay.
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 I don't think I have an applause. Do I have an applause on here? No.
You have everything I have. You have everything I have.
Well, I have access to everything you have. It's just
And
I don't
10
have it
more
all
points
set
of
up on my.
IQ.
I don't have it all set up on my Stream Deck, which is a quarter of the size of your Stream Deck.
Size matters.
Oh Lord, help us!
Yes, because they have.
Check us out on Kick.
What was
all
the
kinds of-
answer?
15.
It was 15.
15.
Was it really that many?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have a bunch of side games like Cat Out of Hell. And,
No, that's not Grand Theft Auto.
it's still
that's-
Grand Theft Auto Cat Out of Hell.
No, that's Saints Row, you
Oh, well, you know
Goofball,
what I
Rob.
mean. Yeah, I'm retarded. I mean,
You're not.
Retarded.
Let's-
sorry.
Yeah,
Can
I
we
think
start
that's like
saying
a-
that word again? Go ahead.
I think they
No,
that's
we
an
cannot.
online game. There's like an online only game. I don't remember what that was.
That's Grand Theft Auto 5. It's just online mode.
Wasn't
Anyways.
the first GTA game for the Nintendo and it was an overhead game?
It wasn't.
was-
It
overhead
was
game.
overhead, but I don't think it was Nintendo.
No, it was actually, I think, PC of
Sega?
some sort.
Oh,
It was
was it?
PC and Xbox, I believe.
I remember I saw an
Nice.
old retro game and it was like, it was completely different. Everyone thinks it's like the games we
It-
saw for the PlayStation. So,
Well, there's been Grand Theft Auto London, Grand Theft Auto London 2, Multi
London,
Theft
really?
Auto, Grand
San
Theft
Andreas.
Advance,
Vice City.
Yeah.
The Lost.
Anyways,
something.
I think we have beaten this dead horse.
Oh, it might have been for Dreamcast Mojo. I don't know.
At this point, who knows?
No, I think it was Dreamcast.
It's a lot
Dang.
easy not producing the show. I feel like I have a lot of energy.
No wonder why. So, yeah, guys, that was a blast. Thanks for coming by. And Chieftain's all excited. He's like, "Oh, I got so much energy. I don't know what I'm gonna do." Oh, I don't.
I
fucking
have
know
so
what he's
much
gonna do.
energy. I'm going to run for president 2024.
I mean,
It's
Anyways,
Great. Amazing.
since we're about to be canceled, so on behalf of everybody, I'm Hero. That's Chieftain. That's Chieftain. That's Soda. That's Oni and Sasha.
Cause the bullets curve like some people
We're all lagging out.
Aiming my shotgun and choose pure dust, man. This ain't fun. That's how I
Signing
know
off,
it's time to
and
go. Dude's dodging
I don't
shots
know
like
what
he's
he's
Neo. Whoa. Girl, look at my
Bye, everybody.
Girl, look at my forearm. Girl, look at my forearm. It don't count. Girl, look at my forearm. Girl, look at my forearm. Girl, look at my
Oh, I forgot about this one.
I am out when I get in a match. This is what I see. Game skipping.
I forgot about that. Y'all have a good one, guys.